3, 2, 1. Wolfie, go! Camp has started and they're hitting. My time of year. Let's talk about it.
It is here.
Been waiting. Let's talk about it on the Dome.
Turn it up, Jado.
And what's up, everyone out in the stratosphere amongst you all, Bay Area folks, Golden Domers, Wolfpack, Walla Walla, Sea of Tranquility, everybody. It's Terror Dome and Wolfie. Wolfie, holler at the people, man.
Oh, let's go, baby. What's up, Howlers? What's up, Golden Domers? Let's freaking fracking do it, man. It's been a couple weeks since we did a show.
It's been a minute.
It has. But we're back now. Now the season's begun. The year, it's here. Let's flow, man. We got a lot of things to talk about now. Injuries, camp, leading into the preseason, season, leading to the playoffs, and hopefully the Super Bowl. Long season.
Yeah, we got to what? February. Second week of February is when it's gonna stop. So
is the bowl in Levi's, yeah.
And it's a home game, so that's what we're aiming for. That's what we always come to these camps, not for just any reason, but we have some things in mind. And it's good to gun for it. And every high school graduation, they say aim for the stars and hopefully you land on the moon or something like that. Don't they? Everybody has that same. You got to aim high. A little Air Force
for sure.
There. Yeah. Don't just say, hey, let's be really mediocre this year. Let's go for that. Nobody does that. I think. Yeah, we go. We gonna shoot for perfection, land on excellence. That's my mantra. And I might be. Who was that told me? You 50-year-olds and plus, y'all are talking about the standard. It was the Gold Standard podcast, and it was was it Guerrero or not Guerrero? Stats Guerrero.
Stats Guerrero. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are talking about the standard, this and that, and then he says he's like 30, and I said, oh, you don't know. Yeah, you never knew. Oh, you poor dear. It's like a high schooler coming telling you about life, Oh yeah, you gotta do it like this. See, really? Tell me all about it. And this is how you raise kids. Tell us more. Tell us about when you were a ghetto dad. Who's he talking to? I know what it looked like, dude. I was there.
You're like, I got some success. My kids are grown up. They're successful. Who are you talking to, man?
Yeah. I've seen those kids get raised, and I know when I'm doing right and when you're doing right. And I know that's gonna lead little Johnny in Walmart screaming at the top of his lungs. That's gonna be problems. We need to nip this in the bud now. But hey, y'all got your own thing. It's cool. Shouting out my chat, man. The chat is here. Let's shout them out first, and then. Because they've been waiting and debating for so long, just stopping like Marvin for a Cool J song. Let me go ahead. Yeah, I was getting ready to get that. What's my DJ's name? Cut Creator. Let's start it out like this. This is for everybody who's been out there hanging out the chat, working with me, and Wolfie, and everybody. Starting out first, he hit us first. He said, Terror Dome is back in full effect, and yes, sir, I do feel in full effect. My computer was on the pup list.
That was,
But
I
we
like
got
that text. That was funny.
But the Geek Squad got me straight. Red Jet Chill, my girl, we are back. Like, subscribe, and share. 49ers Throwback in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see who else I got out there. They just rolling up. They just Val B. There she go. Val B. Sure is in the building. That's a whole Al B. Sure day. That's my day. Stonewashed jeans. I'm dating myself. Violet is in Miss Violet. Hey, how you doing? Ain't seen you in a while, child. Good to see you.
Violet,
Thank you for hanging out. Don't bother me. Is here in the building. There you go. I was right on the beat.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said it right the beat drop.
I hit it. That's called hitting the ramp in the music business. I hit the ramp on that one. Let me see who else I got here. I will engage targets as they appear. Papa J.
Papa J in the house.
My man, what up, Wolfie? The Wolfpack, Paradome in the Golden Domus. He's saying and hollering at everybody. Good evening to some. Oh, not that evening. Good afternoon. And we here to pump it up. Let me fade this on up. Sometimes you just gotta drop it on the beat. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Yeah, that's my timing, ladies. You gotta have good timing. It's all important to have the good timing. Well, Wolfie, let's get into it, man. Camp is amongst us. What are you hearing? Who are the standouts to you? We're going to talk a little bit about an injury. Let's flip it a little bit and jump to that injury. The most serious injury that we've had, although all are serious and have consequences, but Teron Jackson, apparently... what happened with Teron? Let me see. I'll get a picture of him. He's number 56. Sunday, reports were that he was unconscious on the field, Wolf. He had to be hospitalized, man. Apparently he's okay now. The latest reports, and I can pull up my Twitter, say that he is conscious. He has use of all his extremities, and they haven't given a prognosis, only a diagnosis of, I'm sure, a concussion of some sort, but they took the precautionary measures not to have him be more injured or something like that. And thank God our crack staff got it. Amen and glory to God. We don't want anything.
Somebody?
I don't know what happened. It was a non. They weren't padded yet. I don't think. This happened Sunday, and they said they've been thudding, and a thud day was just give them a little pop. We don't want to get nobody to the ground. We don't want to hurt anybody. Just give them a little pop, because when you play defense, you have what's called practice All-Americans who will be going hard. They'll be like a horse going through the hole, like ain't nobody gonna hit them because they know we ain't hitting today. But you have to represent yourself some kind of way, and you'll have to give them a little shoulder, take that with you. Let them know I could have got it, but I chose not to. But some of that thudding can get a little out of hand, and it is the sport of football, man. People fall in awkward ways. Your body contorts in different ways, and mistakes happen. But when
you're moving fast like that, if you're moving fast and you're trying to just get going, accidents do happen. You get a little too close, and maybe he hit his head on somebody when they were thumping. His head got a little too close or something. It happens, and it's good that he's okay, and it's not hopefully the concussion's not serious, and he comes back fine and stuff. Even if he's just this future practice squad guy, you don't want to see someone like this just go down, and you don't want to just say, oh, it's a relief that it's not a starter. You want to really be like, people are out there just practicing. It's not like they were in battle or anything. It's really kind of sad. So you kind of wish for the best for him too.
We've all been, well, I can't say we've all actually been there, but usually it's a football player trying to make a team, man. trying to earn a living, trying to ascertain your dreams. They're right there before you. You're going as hard as you can. I know what it is. He's calling back home every day like I would, saying, yeah, it went all right. I ain't get too many reps today, but I tried to show out. I was moving quick. I was first in line. That was a big deal. When we went to football camps and stuff like that, just be first in line all the time. Be number one. Do you know Michael Jordan never lost a sprint playing for the Chicago Bulls?
That's random, but no, I never knew that. No.
I mean, that's how he, we had always learned be first every time. And this is how maniacal, but there's beauty in the maniacal that he never lost. He was always first in suicides or sprints. And every Chicago Bull he's ever talked to, I can't say wizard, but every Chicago Bull says they corroborate the same. Oh, yeah, he was always first. He was always first. He was always first. And that's how you have to approach it and try to get there. I'm just giving more background about how hard you'll go even without pads. And you fall a little awkward. Somebody hits a knee to the head, and lo and behold, boom, this happens. So, but glory to God, he is good. He is fine.
Yeah. And the other thing that's really kind of sad, kind of touched on it, which is, players are fighting for a spot and they're trying to show out. And now this guy is going to probably be out for preseason. I mean, you can't just come back from that in a couple of weeks, and he's going to miss these reps, and they're valuable reps to him.
Valuable reps.
Still makes a practice squad and things of that nature, and that he's okay. It just kind of sucks that he can't, for him and his family, he can't go out there and compete and show what he's got. So it kind of sucks for him. And
exactly. Exactly. I think of the number one player, highest paid guy, who was Brock Purdy, who is Brock Purdy now, but years ago, hey dude, you were Mr. Irrelevant out here, and every rep you get better count something big. Chris Carter was talking about it, man. Shout out to CC. He was like, in camp, dude, the number ones, if there are 12 reps, the number ones get 8 of them. The number twos will get 2. And you're lucky if you're a third rounder, fourth rounder, third, you might get 1. And then that one, oh Lord, you better not mess up. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's that's how
that's what happens when you be part of a competitive game, a violent game and stuff like that. Things like that are gonna happen, man. For sure. It
is Spartan. That's how we say this is Sparta. If you ever seen these, you just got to get down there and get it. Tanisha's in the building. Hey, Miss Tanisha. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Somebody else came in there too. DJ Malone. That sounds like that's a DJ Malone always coming up. There was a hockey game about 10 years ago where a skate nicked the other player's carotid artery. I think you were telling me about that, Wolf, or his neck or something. The ref blew the game down. When it happened.
It's happened. It's happened a couple times. The most recent one was, I think, 3 years ago. A player in the farm team for, I can't remember what team it was. Maybe have been the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Canadians or something like that. I don't know, but their farm team, he didn't wear a neck protector, and the blade cut his throat, and he ended up dying. And it's happened, I believe, twice before then, but both the players survived. So this is the first time it's ever actually happened where someone died. And so recently, which was 3 years ago, which is crazy because back then they didn't have the medicine and the procedures they had back then. Like now you're just like, it must have been a lot more severe where it really got into everything and stuff. But yeah, hockey's a dangerous ass sport, man.
Hockey is,
you're skating around because legs are flailing and stuff like that. You get cut up. Yeah,
you got built-in razor blades on your feet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you were a kung fu guy, we we could make a whole series. He said there was a ton of blood on the ice, and I know that contrast of scarlet red on that white ice just it looks even worse than a forest fire. I'm sure a forest fire at night. So I know that.
I've seen the clip of the goalie who got his throat cut, and it looked grim. Literally like in movies where you see just things, just blood just out of his neck as he's trying to hold it together. You're like, oh my god, it's crazy. It's crazy. You can watch it on YouTube.
It'll put you hit you in the video.
If you want to see it, go look it up on YouTube.
Yeah. That's Wolfie recommending. Hey, everybody, if you want to go see some good stuff.
No. Just see how dangerous the game is. That's all. Educational purposes only. Educational purposes only.
Football, hockey, and boxing. It's physicality. It's immense amount of danger. Crazy Juice in the building. Thoughts on Eli Apple signing? Eli Apple, man. Wolfie, you want to take it or?
Yeah, it kind of connects to the injuries aspect of things. The reason why we signed him was because Renaldo Green had a hamstring injury recently, and he's going to be out a couple weeks. He should be ready for preseason and things of that nature, so he'll be fine. But as for the signing of Eli Apple itself, it's depth. It is what it is. It's not like he's going to go out there and he's going to be our starter. We didn't sign him to be a starter. We signed him to be a camp body. We signed him to be that, sixth, fifth guy on the roster. If we need him, we have him kind of type thing. I don't even think he possibly makes the roster. And if he does, he's the back end non-starter corner. So it's like nothing to be panicky about, and he does have some veteran ability to him. It's not like a lot of people want to call him a bum because of certain things he did in the Super Bowl against the Rams.
Oh, I noticed.
But that was against Cooper Kupp, right? That was against Cooper Kupp, prime Cooper Kupp, come off a Triple Crown season. He's got a couple times been burned, but he's not like the worst corner in the world. And not like where I'm panicking where he's going to be a starter or anything. But to come back to the injuries aspect of things, that's the reason why we signed him, because of the Renaldo Green thing. And I am a little – I'm not trying to go a little off because I'm sure you want to talk about Eli Apple too, but I'm a little concerned with the hamstring injury stuff. So Ricky Pearsall, hamstring injury, Renaldo Green, hamstring injury. I'm not saying like it's a full-on trend yet, but there's signs, and I'm not freaking out. I'm not saying like, why are we getting injured? Because it's really not that bad. Like Ricky Pearsall heading into camp so far, it's just really kind of like been Ricky Pearsall, Renaldo Green, and then that concussion. That's about it. Everything else is either prior to OTAs, people recovering from, surgeries and things like that. So it's relatively great, but two of the same. Oh yeah, and Cowling too, hamstring injury. So it's three hamstring injuries within like a month.
Three hammies and a calf. Juwan Jennings, from my understanding, is a calf. I'm concerned
Stretch
about
his legs out, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like stretch, dude. Why are we stretching out there?
Here's a trend with the 49ers I don't particularly care for. Remember last year we were talking about, hey, Christian McCaffrey just got this calf's a little tight. And then they say, well, it might be a little tighter. It might be more towards his Achilles. And then they say, well, it might be both Achilles. And then they come with, he's on his way to Germany to get some stem cells or something put on. Let's 49ers, I know you're not beholding to the injury report to the letter, but sometimes they could be masking a little something. And I'm definitely not even thinking and hoping that it would actually be the case here with Juwan Jennings, but I have seen them do different things. I've just seen them play down something that could be very, very significant. Now with the hammy injuries, man, come on now, y'all know you got to do your hamstring stretches. I suggest infinitely yoga. For those, I got my guy behind me there, TB12 right there. That's really in his book about pliability and it can preserve a lot. Be flexible. Everybody should be. Everybody should be doing some form of yoga, just stretching it out, just getting your. It helps with blood flow and different things like that. But definitely, as a professional athlete, be very, very, very flexible. And there's a guy online who really knows how to build your hamstrings and isolates on different muscles, man. And it's something I recommend for everybody to check out, man. Because as you get older, yes. Because I keep hearing about y'all hammies. Y'all got more hammies than Smithfield. Let me see.
Hamstring injuries can be crucial. Like they're not like cramps or anything. They can literally like end your career. It's so bad that like you're having this trend of 3 players so far with these hamstring injuries. It's just like that's a very terrible spot. It's not like in the foot or like in the hand or something like that. It's literally the hamstring, which is like one of the most important parts for a football player to like not get hurt there.
This ain't the video games here where I got a blister on my thumb. You need those hammies bad. They should. So whoever have the strongest hammies in the world coming in.
And I don't really understand it's got to be. It can't be. I know some people want to blame the dietitian or they want to blame, the conditioning staff. But from what I've realized and from what I can recollect here, and I don't think I said that word right. I'm pretty sure we've changed training staff, things of that nature all the time, and we constantly still deal with injuries. The only time we were not as injury prone was in 2023. Outside of that, we're always top 10 in injuries every single year. There has to be something like else that's going on than just the training staff, because we cycle through training staff over and over and over again.
I agree. It's something systemic. We need to take a Six Sigma lean approach to and ask ourselves the 5 whys. In business, that's what they do in corporate America. You always ask yourself the 5 whys. All right, we're not getting this production on time. Why? Well, people are mad. Why? They're not being paid enough. Why? We don't have the money to pay them. Why? We're not making a profit. And if you can get to 5 whys and at the end it's something you can control or do, that's something that we need to do, and we really need to look at the approach. Don't Bother Me says, random sports question. Why is it we say CTE? We see CTE in football players, but not boxers. Both take bad shots to the dome. Just a quick.
They do get CTE though. They do get CTE. Have you seen? I don't know. I disagree with that. They do get CTE. Like you.
I was just
ever watch videos.
I was just on. I was on the video last night watching Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali, and they had testimony from people like Big George Foreman, God rest his soul, Joe Frazier, God rest his soul, and a few other Ernie Shavers, Leon Spinks. And let me tell you, bro, there's a once they age a bit, it's some slowage, it's some slippage. Yeah. You can tell.
Watch some night and day videos from when they first started boxing, and then if you watch them a couple years later, their voice, they're slurring, they can't exactly say full sentences, they're really hot-headed to a different level. It's just, I don't know. I think that they do have CTE. It's actually it's very common.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it really can't be proven until you see the exploits of their. Well, you can kind of look and diagnose by their actions, but you don't know until you have that autopsy with the confirming word. It's called what's this called? Not tartar. It's called something in the brain that'll be present during autopsy, and you can see it then.
Well, it's also like if you want to think that boxing is not going to put a spotlight on something that is practically inevitable in the sport, right? They're not going to want that kind of publicity. They're not they're okay. If you get into boxing, you're signing up for CTE. We want you to know that you're signing up for the potential of having CTE pretty much guaranteed. Like you got 95, 90% chance because there is no getting through. There's no way you're getting that many blows to the head and not suffering some type of injury to the brain. It's practically guaranteed. So it's kind of like, why are they going to talk about something where it's like these players, these fighters know what they're getting into? It's kind of like an MMA. You see people doing the posing stance. You see them like get knocked the fuck out. Excuse my language. They're getting CTE. Like it's just part of the sport. And so it's just kind of, it's not like where in football, they're trying to make it protect them from it. The whole goal is to make the sport safe and stuff like that. While in MMA and boxing, it's not to make it safe. It's just like, go out there, fight, and try to win. That's really what it is. Like they have guidelines, like you can't kick and stuff in boxing, but like for the most part, it's go out there, try not to get laid out, but you're most likely going to, unless you're like, I don't know, Floyd Mayweather. I'm pretty sure he possibly has. Unless you're very defensive and stuff, if it blows the head, you're gonna get CTE whether you like it or not. So you have to be a really good fighter to not. And if you've been knocked out, you probably you have a chance that you've
at least had concussions, which is a primary. It's not ultimately the CTE, but we can wink, nod. A few concussions, that can really contribute to that. Yeah. But one thing I will say about boxing, in boxing, if you're concussed, they can't fight for 30 days. But in the NFL, you can get back out there.
You can go back the next week. Yeah. You're not supposed to. Yeah, you're supposed to, after you have concussion, you're supposed to have 30 days doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
you can't operate machinery. You can't do things of that nature because, like, flashing lights and doing highly cognitive things could affect your brain and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Concussion.
Yes, sir. So, and Kyle says to Junior Seau. Yeah, man, the great Junior. And shout out to his lovely niece Tanya. She's on Twitter. She's a real cool girl, and they started seeing things with Junior, and ultimately it was confirmed after autopsy that this is what it is. Don't even get me on that NFL Players Union. I'm gonna stop. I ain't going.
Well, they got to figure out how to. And I don't think it's possible because you're literally these concussions. I feel like no matter what, you're going to have these concussions, these CTE issues pop up every now and again because these hits that these players take, it's like a car crash. You're going at full speed and you're slamming your head against the wall. It doesn't matter how padded your helmet is or whatever. There's always going to be that percentage chance that you're going to have a concussion and have CTE and stuff. I do like the fact that this sport isn't just leaning into, well, they signed up for it like MMA and boxing and stuff like that, where it's like you could wear a little padding thing on your head, but it's not going to stop you. But you're playing a full speed sport, and they're trying to do everything they can to put quote unquote airbags on you so that you don't get the concussion and stuff like that. But it's just
they put more rules in. You can't go to the head. You can't, you can't give them what we call the soup bone. That soup bone, boy. Let me tell you, I used to live off that soup bone. I come in there, boy, and cock that arm and get hold of you, boy. That thing was harder than the SAT. And when I tighten that bad boy up, you can't do it like that no more. Mr. Terry, you'll have to take a suspension for about 30 days. You ain't doing this. Hello, Miss D-Hot Tara's in that building. She's supposed to be at work and on her computer. Thank you for tuning in, babe. Red just said, I remember he announced Junior's passing away in 2012. Damn, 13 years ago. Time moves quick.
The older you get, man, time moves so fast. I think about this, not to cut you off, but I think about this actually for the past couple of years, I've been thinking like, man, I remember like being in high school where like the days would just go on, like the hours would go on and on and on. Now it's just like there's just not enough hours in the day. It's just
it
goes by so fast.
Man, you
just
cut grass and go to the cleaners. It's like I am wiped. Where's my nap?
Yeah. You're like, I'll take a 30-minute nap, and then it's already 4 o'clock, and you're like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I just turned 37, so like I've just
37. When was your birthday? When was your birthday, Wolfie?
The 21st, July 21st.
Wolfie, man, y'all put in the chat. I drop in the chat for happy belated birthday. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say, and I had a banner. Where's it at? I'm gonna try to do it every month. Y'all need to remind me of your birthdays, man. It's not a big deal to me. Birthdays come and go to me, but I like to try to bring joy to other people and shout them out on their birthdays, man. So August is coming. So if your birthday's in August, please, by all means, on August the 1st, when I start, y'all remind me to shout out, just say your birthday or anniversaries. Say that stuff's important, man. As the older you get, you see, hey, that's pretty important. Kylie Young says, rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I didn't put it on the docket, man, but let me tell you, man. Theo Huxtable, Theo, I came up, we were the exact same age at the time that the Cosby Show hit in 1984. I'm in the 7th or 8th grade, and it was must-see TV. Everybody in America used to tune in to see Theo wear the Gordon Gartrell and beg Justine, don't believe what you seen. And my man was, man, he incredible cat, man. He is a beautiful dude. He was, God rest his soul, he drowned off of Costa Rica in some rip current. And if y'all out there vacationing, man, when they say rip current, look, don't even play around. If you get caught out there, swim parallel to the coast. But man, that water don't play. That water in the sea and the air does not play. You can do things that are dangerous, but do them safely. And don't be out here being Billy Badass and say, you know, oh, I used to swim in my JV Christmas league at church. Or man, don't play with this stuff. Don't play with this stuff. The Gordon Gartrell, that Gordon Gartrell, I wanted that shirt just to have and put in and frame it like a jersey. Somebody else said, shout out to Hulk Hogan, who passed away. Yeah, Hulk kind of Kramered it at the end, if you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm sorry. I'm pretty anti-Hulk.
For those of you who love Hulk Hogan, I'm not gonna, besmirch the man. I eulogize. I do not criticize, but in the culture, he ain't too cool. Ozzy Osbourne,
far from it.
Yeah, I'm putting it mildly, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I try to be respectful because that's my thing. So
we were just talking about Ozzy Osbourne when we were talking about our rock groups that we absolutely and ironically he passes away too, man. Shout out, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Did anybody else pass away?
It's kind of weird. Like sometimes when you cry about people you've never met before, or like sometimes you thought like you kind of knew Ozzy Osbourne because he had a lot of health issues. You knew it was happening. It was around the corner. But for like people you've never met before, when they pass away, it's such a unique, because I've had people close to me. I've lost people close to me before. People that you never met, it's such a unique mourning. Like it's such a weird.
It is.
You're just like, I've never met this guy, but for some reason I'm about to shed a tear because this certain thing this memory they gave me, like Ozzy Osbourne, Mama, I'm Coming Home reminds me of my mom who passed away.
There it is. Yeah.
It reminds me of that. And so it's like that connection to that was like, man, he gave me that song, and it's more than just that. And so Yeah, I shed a tear for Ozzy Osbourne. I cried my eyes off when Chester Bennington died. So it's just weird people you never met just pass away.
Because somehow they affected your life. Somehow there's some commonality in there that binds us all. And too many times on this planet Earth, in this fleeting moment of time that we call life, we look for the differences rather than the similarities that we all share. And we really, humanity has to do a better job. I'm just calling on that, man. You can fill a stadium with all the differences you have, but when you find that thread of commonality, no matter what, man, think on these things. As the Bible says, if there be any praise, if there be any virtue, if things that are just, things that are lovely, things that are pure and of good favor, think on these things. The Bible tells you how to think. So he tells you think on the good things. Don't sit around and say, man, I can't stand that SOB. He's as nasty as everybody else. And he's one of them Hatfields or one of them McCoys. I don't like it. Yeah, man, life too short. Life is way too short. Think about the good stuff, man. That's just a little tip from Uncle Hugh there. Happy birthday, Wolfie. My wife shouts you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
47 seems relevant. But...
Happy birthday. There you go, Papa J. Happy birthday to him. Reggie won that Gordon Guard Trail. She won that Gordon Guard Trail for like crazy juice in the building. Wishing you a happy one. Bacon Burger Dog. I remember Bacon Burger Dog, Joe. Yeah, Bacon Burger Dog. I remember when Naomi Campbell came over that time. They've been showing old clips, man. And Naomi Campbell was real fine when I was 15, 16 years old. He was like, oh, who is that? And he messed up with Justine, and Bill Cosby was showing him. He said, son, you have to beg her back. You have to get there. Imagine you are cold and outside, and she's the one person that can get you back in a warm house. So hit it, dun, 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 dun. Justine. Don't believe what you've seen. Oh man, classic episodes. Turn around, don't drown. Look at Reggie coming up with the analogy in pithy iambic pentameter. Tony in the building. What's up, Tony? Man, you harder to chase down than trying to nail Jello on the wall. You need to get with me. I got something I'm trying to do. Get with me and get with the other principals involved. You know what I'm trying to do there, Tony. Wonderful to see you, though. Wonderful to see you. I just swam a half of a pool, and I was exhausted. I think that's a quarter. I was exhausted. I swear. I was thanking God. It was only 4 feet deep. Jay, what? Papa J on the comic tip today. Tip your waiter.
Stand up. You'll be fine. Stand up.
He's available at
Leprechaun. What are you, 3'7"?
He's the tallest midget. Oh man, he lives forever, man. Man, Hulk messed up, man. I had good imitations of him and Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, but I love it. I came up on wrestling, man, and Ric Flair's my dude, the Four Horsemen, those old WWE guys, WWF. Sergeant Slaughter, Jimmy Snuka, all that good old stuff, man. I was so entrenched in the wrestling. You can't really call it wrestling, Wolfie, because that's what the Roman Greco guys do on the Olympics. It was wrestling.
That's real wrestling. This is just show
entertainment, and it's fun. Yeah, man, they were funny, man. They were funny.
I've had a lot of people around my life just that love wrestling. I just never, like my childhood best friend growing up, May. He absolutely loved wrestling, and he'd always try to get me into it. he'd give me his toys and stuff like that. And I never could. For some reason, I never bought into it. But like every friend I ever had has just absolutely loved wrestling. But I just never could get into it. But I'm definitely a minority when I say I don't like it, because I know from what I've experienced, NFL fans, people who like sports tend to like wrestling more
They
so than
lend
not like.
themselves right to wrestling. It just, it taught you how to talk junk, and and then you put your little cousin
I
in
remember
the figure
I
four.
remember growing up with the
Just suck it. We didn't know what it was, but okay. We were
That's like the
going
most
with
ultimate insult. Yeah, you got schoolyard fights because of that stuff, man.
that. Pterodon sounds like Bill. What Bill? That's my Hulkamania running wild. I've been training, saying my prayers, eating my vitamins. I'll tell you what, Mean Gene. Yeah, man.
That's actually pretty good. That's
Thank
actually
you.
a pretty good invitation, not gonna lie.
Thank you. I'll be available at fine dining areas later on. Tone Loc. Now Tone Loc sound like this. I like to do the wild thing. I think he grew up on like smoking Vienna sausage. Nobody has a voice like Tone Loc. Tone Loc is bad, dude. Mega Powers, Hulkamania Running Wild, DX. Man, I forgot what we was talking about. Stand Up.
Yeah.
This young man, D Winters, is one of the standout. Man, I heard D lined up on Isaac Garindo on the sideline. It was supposed to be a third day. Man, what? They said D Winters knocked Isaiah into the middle of next week. Isaiah somewhere around Tuesday next week. But it was cool. They got up. Usually it's the kind that we get to fighting over, but it was just, hey, you got me. I'll see you later on. We left it on the field. But D Winters, I'm hearing good things about D Winters. He's flying around, making plays. He had a pick. I think he had a pick 6. It might have been on Brock or Mac Jones. And then there's, your goal as a linebacker, man, particularly a Will. The Will's supposed to be the runner, because things are usually going back. They're usually going play side, and you'll have to do a bit more running and be a bit more tenacious running through there, because I played the Will for quite some time, and it really highlights how hard and fierce you will go through to get that tackle. And I'm hearing the young man's doing good things. I really like what I hear about him.
I've heard he's doing really good in pass coverage. That's what I heard specifically. Like, he's doing really good in pass coverage. I heard that his run game could use some work, but I've heard it like he's just been flying around, keeping up with everybody, dominating the pass coverage stuff. That's what I've heard, which I'm a big fan of. That's pretty much what D Winters' job is. He's supposed to be that backup Fred Warner's job in coverage, while like Bethune and Nick Martin and I think there's another linebacker on our team, Stone something.
Let me look at my
Stonehead or something, like some weird ass name. But he
some weird ass
like
name.
those are supposed to be your thumpers. And
Stone Blanton, maybe? Is it Blanton?
Yeah, Stone Blanton. I think it's Stone Blanton actually. I think it is Blanton Stone or something. Yeah, so I've heard that those guys are the thumpers, and if you got D Winters and Fred being your pass coverage guys, I'm fine with that. I mean, if you're not expecting D Winters to go out there and make tackles, but if he can get better at that, if he actually is really good at that, and opposite of what I heard, then that'd be a bonus, because I've heard nothing but great things about his pass coverage so far.
Yeah, we're gonna need it.
And a couple of the guys.
Yeah. Larry is my go-to guy. He's always connected to the team, and he's always at the camp. So
he's been saying nothing but because I told you before the show that the main person I've been watching is Larry Krueger. He's been positive about everybody though. Like I it's kind of like I'm kind of taking a step back a little bit, where everything I can't think of a player that he said was like, not really living up to the hype.
Yeah, he's a bum.
I haven't heard anything negative or like any like bad stuff about a player from him yet. But I have heard, like, for the most part, he's giving a lot of people praises. Like Mason Pline has been a fantastic according to him. But I know that Larry Krueger is a huge Mason Pline guy. I've heard everyone outside of Brock Purdy doing okay. So I feel like everyone's been a standout, it seems, from what I've heard. There hasn't really been that many negatives, which is a good thing. I mean, like, to have more positives than negative things, especially, here, even from Grant Cohn. The only thing that's really coming from him, from what I've seen, is, oh, this guy got hurt. So that's a negative in his eyes, which is stupid. But, like, this guy got hurt, or, one bad rep compared to what the person's doing consistently. I've heard nothing but great things about players. And I can't. You could if you've watched. I'm sure you've watched more than I have recently with reports and stuff. But from what I've seen, I haven't heard anything really negative about anybody. Really, where we're like, oh, this guy's absolutely atrocious and this guy needs to go. Pinnock's getting a lot of love. CJ West is getting a lot of love. I've heard
CJ West. Before this, not to cut you off, but before this, I wanted to see the one-on-one CJ West versus Jake Brendel, but I haven't heard it yet. But it's definitely coming soon to a theater near you. They said he had a killer rep against Dominic Pooney, who I respect. Pooney. They said CJ West out here kicking and taking names. That's my guy, man. CJ West. That's why we brought you in here. Rounding out those linebackers we were talking about. And this was prior to camp. Just prior to camp. It's got Winters, Warner, Nick Martin, Luke Gifford, Tatum Bethune, Jalen Graham, who Jalen Graham had a pretty good camp. Was it last year, the year before? He was flying around. It was the preseason game we played the Raiders. Jalen Graham looked good to me, but
then we ended up cutting him. I was really shocked by that. Yeah,
he didn't.
I thought he played pretty good.
I thought he did too. And Deshaun White and Curtis 50 Cent Robinson, and I think we added on another one. I can't remember his name right now. I have to do some more digging. But those are the mainstays so far at linebacker. And they said D. Winters has kind of placed himself leader in the clubhouse, so to speak. Yeah, at the wheel. Nick Martin, my man, what's his name? I used to come on the show. Eric Crocker said he took his kids out there to camp. And he said Nick Martin looked incredibly small to him.
He is 5'11". So.
Yeah, he looked a lot smaller than he thought it.
5'11",
yeah. He said I know, and Crocker played pro football. He used to play for the Jets, and he said I know 225 when I see it. That ain't 225. That's more like 215-ish, maybe. He said he looks more like a
man. He get the job done,
We'll see. We'll see.
you don't like the size. You're like, I don't believe it. Pads on.
I haven't heard the earth-shattering endorsements yet. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard too much about our offensive linemen being dominant. They said one-on-ones. Trent and Bosa went at it, and Trent got the best of Bosa, I think. But they've been doing it for years. They got iron sharpens iron. Yeah. They're gonna work that out all. But I'm really looking for the guys that just sizzle, the guys that just pop, and we got some injuries in there, man. I just would feel better with Mustafa out there. I want to see how that looks, and naturally Ronaldo Green, just putting that whole defense together. And a lot of people miss out or misremember Darrell Luter Jr. Darrell Luter Jr. is supposed to be pretty solid. Now we brought Eli Apple in. We've cut George Odom. And we brought in a couple of receivers, which I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't put my clip together, but when your name is Cephas.
Cephas, what his name is, unique name. That's unique name.
Quintavious Cephas, and who's our one that we signed here? St. Brown, Equinomius St. Brown. Yeah.
St. Brown brother,
It reminded me of the Key and Peele skit, and I can't play it on YouTube, I don't think. But do y'all remember the all-star guys for for Key and Peele when they goes quackadilly quack, Florida State University? And then they have these Megatron Skittle, University of Arkansas, and they just had those crazy names. I was like, what are we doing here? Yeah, they have subsequently cut Cephas to make room for Eli Apple, and I never got to Eli Apple. Eli Apple's okay. You kind of really did your due diligence. He'll be an okay kind of a camp body.
Most likely, he probably won't be here. He won't, like I said, he won't be here start of the season. And it's I don't think 49ers fans need to panic. Like, he wasn't signed to be a starter or anything like that. And some fans are panicking, being like, "Oh my God, we're having such corner issues that we're signing this guy." It's like, no, just
Eli Apple, the only guy we can get. Yeah,
It's not like we're desperate. We're signing him for this reason. It's not like he was a big name in free agency waiting to get signed. It wasn't like that. And the reason why people are don't like the fact that we signed him is just because he's been burned a few times. Like I said, that Super Bowl against a prime Cooper Kupp at the time. But it's just a guy. It's not like he's gonna be signed to be our starter or anything like that. Relax. Don't take it too serious.
RELAX. Relax, Mr. Ashiwaga.
Not every signing is a sign of this guy needs to replace the starting position. It's just a body.
This guy said no. He'll be okay. And I like, who I really like? His mother has an incredible energy. She was big down in New Orleans, and I think his initial team was the New York Giants. And we were friends on Facebook. Oh, not Facebook. Twitter. And she's just a bundle of energy and a cancer overcomer as well. And I just started pulling for the kids. I love Ohio State defensive backs. They rarely miss to me. They do. If you want a defensive back, man, the Ohio State University. LSU thinks they're DBU, but it's Ohio State. I tend to like the LSU receivers more, but man, Ohio State can make
nice too.
Yeah, Ohio State's got them too. So shout out to both of them. I feel bad, Michigan folks, but it is what it is here. I got to call it like I see it. And they roll out corners. Denzel, the equalizer, Ward, plays up there in Cleveland. He's got a lot of respect around the league from the best of the best. The equalizer out here. I've been trying to make the name. Y'all try to put it out there in the atmosphere. I've been trying to give him a nickname, and nothing is better. If your name is Denzel and you play football, you gotta be the equalizer, which is Robert McCall. Denzel brings life to stuff. My favorite actor all time. Have you anybody else you heard anything about or it's been flashing?
It's kind of hard to really kind of assess like who's really standing out and who's like falling behind, because like I said, like there's just not enough information on who's not performing to the people who are performing, where you can't really like be like, okay, this guy's really, D Winters is like someone like D Winters is probably been the most talked about, like really huge standout that's really been shocking people. Lenore, well, not Lenore, but Green had a couple of good plays before he got hurt. I heard he was doing good, but not like. What I'm trying to say is, it's like everybody stood out. Like everyone's kind of seems to have gotten better. The team has gotten better. The vibe is better, and everyone's kind of standing out.
Looking
So
a little
it's really
quicker.
hard. Yeah, like Kittle, I've heard looks really good. I've heard CMC looks heavier, but he's still going out there with some speed, still looking really good out there. Brock Purdy's looking amazing. The O-line, like you said, I haven't heard much about O-line either. Just that CJ West dominated Dominic Pooney once. I do remember I heard about that. Yeah. Ayuk is out there helping out the receivers. He's mimicking routes and stuff, not doing full-blown. So he's out there supporting the team. It's really weird. It's just it's not like previous camps where you're like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guy is really kind of performing. Stout, like Papa says, Stout also has been performing.
Everyone's things about him. Yeah.
Everyone. The standout is everyone. Like the team itself. I cannot say like this person is bad, and that's great news. That's good.
There are no problems here.
There's gonna be like the outlier is gonna pop out. Someone's gonna
Kylie Young,
be a bum, but
Michael Williams is looking really good. I'm hearing real good things about Michael Williams. They're venturing into some names like DeForest Buckner-ish, which is pretty high praise. And when you see this guy in photographs and stuff, man, and he's standing next to Nick Bosa and looking a little down or looking,
yeah, he's looking down at Bosa, yeah.
This guy's a building. And then they were looking at his arms, and his arms is like to his knees. So he's got this advantage. He can long arm you, and you're just gonna feel bad. Trent Williams said, "Hey, got a little something on here." I heard he was trying to go down to Cabo and just bold enough to ask Trent Williams, "Hey man, can I borrow your plane? Or can you give me a ride on your plane?" Which was
I heard that. Yeah.
That says a lot.
Yeah. I want to say I'd say like one of the disappointments that they had a good OTAs, but so far in training camp, Jordan Watkins I've heard has been getting locked up a couple times, but it's not bad. And then Jordan James, the guy I absolutely am super down on. He's been flashing. So
I tell you, he's an instinctive runner. Even more, Garendo may have just outright speed, but as a running back, even if you can have 4.6 speed, but if you have instinctive running in a zone offense, which you're making a decision in a wide zone or a middle zone offense, you're either going to pause in advance, you're going to bang it, you're going to bend it, or you're going to bounce it. And good running backs know in this system they can see they in their eyes and brain are connected. So I got the new camera, y'all, and I can make that thing wider. I think I can.
Gestures.
Yeah,
you're like, I can see, and then all of a sudden it just zoomed in on you.
Close them all up on it and looking like, hey, look at me, hey. But I gotta bounce that thing back up. How is it right? Wow. Man, this thing gets, there it is. So when I put my hands up, I can move the camera. I can zoom the camera. Shout out to, they ain't giving me no money, so I ain't saying who the camera is. It is. If you want some money, send me some money, and I'll tell them who the camera is. But good instinctive runner is the guy that can just make those decisions at the snap of a second and just execute them quicker than anybody else. It's not straight line speed. It's been a lot of straight line speed guys with 4.29s who can't even make it in the NFL. They can't even stay healthy. These guys, we're just coveting, his 40 is 4.3. Oh, he's got a 4.29. Oh, he's got a 4.4. They don't write none of that on that jersey. You need to be instinctive as a runner and honed with your skills to just make good decisions and execute them as excellent as you possibly can. And I think he might have the goods. And the clips I've seen with him, he was at Oregon, right? The clips I've seen, he is a decision maker and an executor. So I think he's going to be all right. I'm not calling a Hall of Fame career just yet, but
I will my words when I see it. That's why. But I'm a little scared. Not like a scared, like, oh my God, I'm wrong. Just being like, all right, I might have been wrong, and I might have to admit it, because I'll admit it. I'll do it. But it's like I've heard a couple of good things where it's like, oh shit, I may have been wrong. I'm gonna be wrong about some prospects. Some prospects are
we all are.
You're right. But like this is the first one that's kind of like, okay, I may be wrong about this one. We'll see though. We'll see how it turns out.
I'm gonna make. I already got a segment called Hugh and ITY. My first name is Hugh, and ITY means I told y'all. Hugh and I told y'all. But I'm gonna make one called see, what had happened was whenever there was a mistake made a week ago. What had happened was, he didn't tell me he was that good. I thought he was a bum. You know.
So not to go on two subjects here, but I asked you this question a long time ago when the draft was over. Like, what are some players that you're going to keep track of that didn't make the 49ers team? And sadly, there's some players I have not heard anything about, like Makuba. Haven't heard anything about him with the Eagles. Haven't heard anything with him. I do keep track of the Eagles.
I thought then you go to the Ravens.
No, he went to the Eagles. Makuba went to the Eagles.
I thought it was
they traded up for him. The Ravens drafted Ekabuka. What was his name? I can't. The anime name guy. I can't think of his name.
Well, Makuba went second round, and I knew we didn't.
End of the second round, yeah.
And I could swore. Let me just check it out. I could swear Levi. I was mad at Levi because I think Levi went back to them daggone. It was either Levi or Spongy. Went back to their team and said, hey, you know who we need to get? You know who they're looking at?
Yeah, he went to the Eagles.
It might be the Eagles. Yeah, it's got Eagles written all over. Eagles safety Andrew Makuba misses second straight practice. That ain't good. Yeah, dag Makuba, making me out look bad out here. I wonder why he missed.
We'll see. But like, it's just like there's certain players like that I've like Cam Scatabo. I've heard is having an amazing training camp right now with the Giants. I've heard. I heard he's having a really good camp, and I knew that. I already knew he was a great player, but he's hitting the holes really well. He's cutting really well. He's catching the ball at the backfield. He's doing some things right now with the Giants camp, and it really kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I wanted that guy, his heart and what he could do for this team. But so like Cam Scatabo, and then the other guy I haven't heard anything about, Elijah Roberts. That's who the Ravens drafted, I believe. Our guy in the 5th round.
Elijah Roberts. That's my guy. How's he doing?
He got drafted to the Bills, I think. Actually, hold on. Let me check. Elijah Roberts.
While you look it up, Tommy Huxley says Bosa comes in at 57 among top 100 players. Ooh. That is a big fall off.
I don't really take that top 100. You know, I'll make some videos about it and stuff, you know, but there's players on there that shouldn't be on there. And it's really just kind of, it's because players vote on it. And I'm not saying players are like always going to be wrong or whatever, but there's favoritism to certain players and stuff like that. And like, there'll be certain players that are ranked a certain spot where you're like, okay, that guy should not be there. Like, what's his name? Cooper DeJean. Okay, yeah, he was a good rookie, but he should not be in the top 100. He certainly should not be above Trent McDuffie. Like, without a doubt, that should not be the case.
Dog, I love Trent.
Better than Cooper DeJean. And so it's just like, it's just kind of crazy. So I really don't take that list too much to heart, but it's still sometimes a shocker when you see a certain player, like for example, I like Christian McCaffrey, but he didn't play last year. He shouldn't be at 73. He shouldn't be on the list. Dak Prescott missed 8 games. He was at 79. Shouldn't be on that list. I understand, but it's just like certain criteria needs to be told to players like, hey, this guy's injured, or things of that nature where they can't be on this list. I'm not a fan of the top 100 list, because most of the time a player that doesn't deserve to be there ends up being on that list, or they're way back, like they're like at 99 when they should be at 20.
Because we had, I think it was 6 of the top 50 last year. And
we had a lot last year.
Yeah, that turned out to be quite crappy.
Yeah, for sure.
That wasn't. No, it wasn't. So I can see an argument being made. I don't know. They do what they do. Tommy Hudson says, Corey Kiner is lighting it up. I knew he would be better than James. And that
I've heard they're the same.
Yeah, that we kind of went with that adage, myself and Dion and everybody who knows the 49ers. The undrafted guys
always
are usually better at running back than our drafted guys. For whatever, I don't know how that works or why it works like that, but the undrafted free agent guys usually come in here and rip it up better than, and we've got a laundry list of this reoccurring. Everybody from who is it? Like Carlos Hyde and who's another one? Sermon. Remember him, the guy from Ohio State?
Yeah.
And they they become trade bait, and usually the undrafted free agent guys come in and just swoop is like, hey, well, we don't need you anymore. You're done. But you got to play it up. But I like this film. I like Jordan James's film, and just him running. I thought he would fit here.
It's been it's just like I said, everyone's kind of just been standing out. There's like one or two, like Jordan Watkins, great OTAs, but now he's kind of like not performing as well as you want him to. I'm trying to think of like Ross Dwelly, Cordell Kruger looks really slow, but just because you're slow doesn't mean you can still do stuff, especially in a zone offense. You'll be fine. Like there's just nothing outside of like players that are like in the depth chart, like not even at like the competition spots, like safety, like a free safety. Pinnock has been amazing from what I've heard. I've heard Pinnock has been absolutely balling out, right?
Yeah.
And I've heard Jair Brown, like Papa Jay said, not in the news at all. And if he's playing bad, you would hear it. It's almost it's great, but it's like it cannot be that good. It cannot be all good.
The calm before the storm type deal, or this is a little too good to be true. This is a setup here. Yeah, I got you.
There's something off about this camp. I'm a little like, okay, I'm a little take a step back a little bit and be like,
I think it's just being quiet. I think it's just kind of going along.
Coming from
yeah. And you got Robert Saleh, and let me shout out Robert Saleh, man. Robert Saleh just, man, you notice at the pressers, that guy's so philosophical and real leaderish. We used to call him in the Army ring knockers. Ring knockers were guys who went to West Point, lieutenants that come in and they just kind of got it. That SOB going to be the battalion commander one day. He looked like it. It's usually those guys who I would think like that. Remember Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Just got leadership on him, and you just know instinctively. This dude went to West Point. He's going 4.6 on his stuff. He says the right things. He respects the NCOs. He's his dad was probably an NCO or something. Yeah, this guy gonna be a battalion commander or regimental commander one day. And man, Robert Saleh just at the podium, man, just he remembered back in 2019. He said, Fred was my guy. Fred Warner was my guy, and he was so smart. I could just throw anything at him, and he was taking on a lot. And I did him a disservice. I threw too much at him when we played the Arizona Cardinals one game, and we did get boat raced playing Kyler Murray like his first or second time we saw him. And he said, I got to make the defense easier for them to just play versus coming up with these infinite types of deals and throwing all of these different calls and different structures and different changes at them. They can't play free. And Fred showed me that. That was so real, genuine, and accountable, and all the things that Kyle doesn't do.
Yeah, that's something you'll never hear Kyle. Brock Purdy showed me that I really should. Yeah, you're never gonna hear that.
All that little stuff, just he's a good.
Well, that's why Robert Saleh, has been able to. And I talked about this before we got him, and how I think he's different than Gus Bradley and the other guys from that Legion of Boom team. Is that Robert Saleh does that. He takes accountability. He adjusts to the offense. He knows that he has to do new things all the time. And if he makes a mistake, he acknowledges it and he fixes it. That's why Robert Saleh is so good at his job and such a good defensive coordinator, and how he's always keeping up with these new offenses, where it's no longer Kyle's new best offense, it's Ben Johnson, where now Robert Saleh is able to keep up with that. Robert Saleh has always been that. I'm going to always get better, and not just say that, because some people just say, oh, it's about getting better every single day. No, he genuinely comes off like, so before that's just vindication hearing that, where it's like he even came off as the kind of guy where it's like he's always trying to get better, because that's something he preaches all the time. And he's like, I'm always doing something different, and he's always trying to get better. He's always trying to adjust, and he actually does it. He actually takes action and actually adjusts and fixes it. Yeah. And that is something that I always respect about Robert Saleh, and I love about Robert Saleh, and I'm glad that he says stuff like that. And hopefully, Robert Saleh, because we know that Kyle's not going to come out in the public and say, oh, I learned from Robert Saleh. He taught me that I need to fix my offense this way. But I tell you, like, behind closed doors, like these two, I genuinely think that Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan have a great relationship. I think they're good.
I do too. And he's kind of acknowledged it, but like you said, he's never going to say, hey, Robert makes me better. but you can see Kyle at the pressers. He's lighter. He's getting his color back a little bit, because dude, you look like a corpse last year. You look like, man, I got Sorensen over there running the defense. He don't know what he's doing. I got to run the defense and the offense. And what's this special teams guy doing? I got to worry about that. My kicker can't kick. My receivers are hurt. People are having tragedies all over here. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses. This is that's from the Blues Brothers for y'all that don't know. But yeah, it's just a ton of problems. And you can see him aging during the season, dude. From camp to week 17, he looked like he was aging like a president. I even thought, I was like, man, he gonna Dick Vermeil out here.
Nick Sorensen and Brian Schneider were sucking the life out of him.
They were a couple of sucky buses.
yeah, they were.
Sucky.
So I do think that Robert Saleh, with his defense and his with being able, his up-to-date defenses, will make Kyle Shanahan's offense better, because he's competing against him every single day in training camp and stuff like that. So if Kyle Shanahan wants credit for winning and the receivers winning and stuff like that, he's going to have to beat Robert Saleh's up-to-date defense. So it's going like this iron sharpening iron here, where like even if Kyle doesn't want to acknowledge it, it's happening, because his offense is going up against this up-to-date defense. So it is making his offense better, even if he doesn't come out and say it. It's happening regardless, even if he doesn't acknowledge it.
He's capable. He's capable, and he knows how to make decisions. He's been here before. He's spun the block, as we would used to say. It was just a terrible organization, man. New York Jets is where careers go to die. Let's just.
He did good there. He did good at. I think he did good.
And I'm saying that's a true testimony to him because, man, they said that the president's kids or the owner's kids were going to get players based off of their Madden ratings.
Yeah, that's just funny. I don't know if that was true, but I wouldn't doubt it. It's the
that's terrible. So he's been through the ringer, man. It was unfair. I didn't like how Aaron Rodgers treated him on the sideline. It was after a touchdown or something.
No, don't. What the fuck? One of the reasons why I hate Aaron Rodgers, you disrespected my man Robert Saleh.
Yeah,
that is bullshit.
I don't like that dude. I don't like that.
That dude has been nothing but love.
I tell you what, pull that shit with my boy from Denby High School, Newport News, Virginia, up there in Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin. Pull it there. Pull it there. I'd like to see you try.
Like, I'll cut a motherfucker.
Yeah. Do it with Denby High School. Yeah. William and Mary. Do it with that Virginia boy up there in Pittsburgh. Try that stuff. You'll see.
It's just like Robert Saleh is just the type of guy where even I, as a fan, would go to battle for him. Like, there's just something about him and his aura and his energy, and there's just I hate to say this, it's kind of weird, but like it's almost as if, like, I'm sure he does, but it's like he's the perfect coach in so many ways where I can't even think of a flaw of Robert Saleh's. I really genuinely don't. I can't think of anything negative to say. He's not too positive. He's not negative. He's not like he's just really, freaking perfect.
He's gonna make you better. He's gonna put you in the right positions and see you develop. And you can tell by the picks that we made the type of guy he's looking for. He's philosophical. He sees what he thinks will fit, and he goes for it. And in this business, if you can do it 70% of the time, man, you've hit a home run. You've hit a home run. Shout out to my folks in there. Red Jet did say, Terra don't just cussed. I did. Aaron Rodgers really pissed me off doing that. My main man, the 49ers 2025. Hey, how you doing, brother? Would like to hear from Nair. Nair had an outstanding catch on 3. He moused them. I think that was maybe Saturday or something like that, man. It went, I ain't gonna say it went viral. It was very, very popular how he did it. Some people say, he caught it with his wrist. But, man, you go up and sky up and you over 3 defenders. I don't care if you caught it with your teeth. That looked good. That's something we don't see around here, at least from anybody but Jawan Jennings, who deserves in my humble opinion, his $13 to $15 million a year. Just doing the math, man. The man gives you, just give the man a $7 million bump. I mean, you ain't doing nothing with the money, man. The owner got $7 million in his ashtray, Lord Jesus. Just get him $7 million and let's come over here. And we've isolated all of our problems. Everything's cool. But
110%.
Or you can do the Jerry Jones thing, because I hear a lot of different content creators, not disrespecting you all, crazy about you, watch your shows. But all you hardliners, I wouldn't give him nothing. They sound like Al Sharpton talking about, I wish he would just get fired. I wouldn't give him nothing. He ain't nothing but an old receiver. He's a tight end. They just,
he's a damn good tight end then. Like, either way,
Tell Rob Gronkowski you're nothing but a tight end. Tell Shannon Sharp you're nothing but a tight end. Jeremy Shockey, you're nothing but a tight end. Kelsey, you're nothing but a tight end. Hey
Kittle,
man,
you're nothing but a tight end.
yeah,
Like
George Kittle,
on,
our homegrown.
like
You're just really a tight end. Hey man, tight ends
he's a darn good tight end. Then
make this thing, make the wheels go round sometimes.
well, some people get way too much into the emotional aspect of things, not just think of the business. Like, put yourself in the GM shoes of you building a team. Like, if you're building a team, you're going to have things like this. They're going to happen. They happen to every single team. You cannot just be like emotional. This is how it's going to be, and this is how it's no. You have to compromise. Sometimes you have to compromise, find a middle. Sometimes the player does go too far. That does happen. But also you're like, okay, I'm going to try and make this work. You got to try to meet them in the middle and be like, hey, I will try to help you out, get you what you earn, what you deserve. But it's not going to be like here's $30 million, $25 million, stuff like that. There is this deal you have to make, this business aspect. It's not black and white. They get paid millions of dollars for a reason to handle the business aspect of things, to compromise things. Even like literally in building a business in general, you have to compromise on things. You're not going to have the greatest of everything. You're going to have to pick one thing over another. Some things are going to go wrong. It's just how it is. And I just don't like someone like Jauan Jennings just wanting $13-15 million. And then people are like, oh, we'll just cut him, get rid of him. It's like, slow down. First, let's have John Lynch talk to him first. Let there be some conversations and see what they can do before we just be like, oh, he's being a diva. And he's like, he's not. He's there at training camp.
And then we find out, Wolfie found out he didn't demand a trade. Or he didn't give him a price point. He some of the stuff that was reported were falsehoods, you know.
Yeah.
So the guy just shows up, does his job the best he possibly can, and when you need it on third down, you call his number. That's all dude do. That's all I need. I don't need, he doesn't run a 4.2 40. I just, come on, man.
Like, he doesn't bring – JJ isn't like the whole package of a wide receiver, but he does, like Filthy says here, like he's clutch. He does do things that help this team win. And how much money is that worth? And like, it's worth more than $7.5 million. So it's not like it's wrong in saying, hey, I want a little more money. Yeah, you get a bargain there.
Yeah, you get a bargain like a mug. Just pay the man $14 million, man. It's all right. It's $7 more million. $7 million. If you could get a guy, what was his numbers last year? I think he was almost at 1,000 yards. He was 25 yards away from a JJ. Yeah, JJ was.
That was Jauan Jennings.
6 touchdowns. And I think like 100 receptions, close to that, 90 something. Man, that's worth $14 million a year. I'm not asking him to be the number one again and supplant BA or my receiver that's gonna get a suspension for the first 3 weeks. I'm asking for the decent guy who was almost, somebody brought it up, he was almost Super Bowl MVP. If he makes that catch, if we get the block and he makes that catch, we're Super Bowl champs. And he's the MVP. I gotta say, he threw one, ran one, went to the concession stand, brought one. He did everything you can ask him to do.
So it's just I don't like when I first read the news, I just woke up though. So like I was like, I looked at my phone, I saw Jauan Jennings was like, I want this money or a trade. And I was like, fuck that guy, cut him. But I just woke up, had my coffee, and I was like, okay, I could breathe a little bit. Realistically speaking, let there be some conversations first, and then we'll see how it goes. Like, you shouldn't be just react to your first thought and say, okay, that's just how it is. Yeah. God, it's a business, man. Let John do his job and see what he can do.
Take a beat, breathe, and let's say, all right, what is it that you're looking for? and let's go up the road. I can't make you Jamar Chase. You're not Jamar Chase. Let's go there. And he said, no, I ain't trying to be that man. But I looked at other receivers who making about what he's asking for. Christian Kirk. Who else? It was somebody else, man. But it was within reason of I went to Over the Cap and look at the average per year that some of our receivers are making in the National Football League. Just to give it some resonance, just to give it some play. And he's just asking for what these number twos get, high end number two or low end number twos. He ain't asking for the world, I want to be the highest paid SOB ever.
And some people were like, "Oh, you guys got drama again." It's like that's not drama. That's what would be drama that would affect me or whatever is if like John Lynch had the conversations with him. It's been about 2 weeks. Nothing's really, shown any growth, and it's just gotten worse where Jauan Jennings starts acting out. That's when it's drama. That's when it becomes a problem. It's not the initial reaction that everything becomes a problem. It's like, well, this is just business. It's okay. It's if he were to do something and like, react and freak out.
Take the 49ers off of his unfollowed.
Yeah. And start insulting players and shit. Then that would be drama. Asking for a pay raise, especially when you deserve it, is not drama shit. And no offense to Jauan Jennings, and this is another thing here. And I know I just said all these nice things about him. He isn't the number one wide receiver. He isn't like you said, your Jamar Chases. He isn't anything like that. So him complaining or him demanding some more money as your third string, second string guy, not the end of the world, not something for you to be freaking out about either. So some people were like, oh, you got the drama. It's like, relax. It's the second string, third string wide receiver. It's going to be fine. It's not like it's Brock Purdy asking for more money. Okay. Calm down.
We'll go out here and get Megatron Skittles from the Key and Peele skit. Yeah, we'll go out here and get fudge, and we can make it happen. Shout out Juan, which almost looks like Juan, but Juan is in the house. This is weird, but I kind of wish JJ held out. I think he would have been paid quicker, and he wouldn't have been hurt.
I don't know how that works. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't know how that makes sense. To be honest with you,
if he just hardlined it, knowing because that entered into our stratosphere as well. He came to camp, he showed up for those first 2 days, not the training camp, but OTAs. He came, scalded out for I think a day and a half or a day or two, and he was around like he said, "Hey, DeMarcus, man, you gonna be available first week?" "No, man, I'm getting suspended." "Hey, BA, you gonna be available first week?" "No, man, I'm still hurt." "Hey, Ricky P, your hamstring still hurt?" "Yeah."
Yeah,
this is time to take advantage of this. They don't have anybody else. These rooks are not gonna play. I can go in there and demand stuff, but I don't think he just doesn't come off as that kind of guy. But being right
he's like the ultimate culture dude, and I love Jauan Jennings, the passion. I hope he's a 49ers for life. I think he will too. So apparently Ricky Pearsall is not at camp today. He was at camp yesterday.
Yeah, I thought Ricky P was cool, man. Ricky P.
He was back.
I told you about these Florida guys, man. These Florida.
Yeah, that insane one-handed grab though. That insane one-handed grab, man. It's crazy.
Florida guys, man. Get your dude from the U, man.
I could have sworn he was back at camp, not at camp.
I thought he was too. I heard yesterday he was back.
He
started up with the hammy.
And then and I saw him in pads yesterday. 5 hours ago, he's back. He's returned to action for the first time from what I see here. Do you see anything on Twitter? Because that's a big deal if he's not there.
I got Strawberry Reacts, who I try to – she's in chats, and I try to say at strawberry _ strawberry reacts. I can't get it, but she says Brad Graham, who is out there, that's my guy. He's connected. He said he isn't seeing him today. That's what he just said.
That's what he said right now. Huh. Interesting.
And Crazy Juice says, F them Gators. Hey, Crazy Juice, you know how I feel. You know who's it all about right behind me over there.
So if we hear about Ricky Pearsall and it's his hamstring, that's a big deal. If he's out again today for not a personal reason or some other reason other than his hamstring, it's a big deal because that means it's holding him back completely. Like even when he thinks he's better, he's not. So there's something particularly wrong with that hamstring where he might be a more of a serious injury than they're leading on.
God, Strawberry, like Twitter, she says Steph Sanchez just confirmed she is not seeing Ricky P. Ricky P, boy, I'm telling you. See,
anything could be part of
Juwan Jennings is somewhere going like the dude by the tree, that meme.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Give me my Skrilla. You know what I'm saying? Give me my Skrilla.
That would also make sense to Strawberry, where it's like it could still be that same hamstring, but they're just ramping him up because he did miss time and he's coming back. So that is true. So you are right there. Maybe pull back from the hamstring thing. But if the hamstring thing constantly becomes an issue for in the future, then it's something to keep an eye on. Is what I'm trying to say. Like if it's the same thing over and over and over and over again, it's a bad sign. But if this is just a ramp up, I understand that because he did miss time. So maybe he needs like one day here and then miss this day, come back the next day and things like that. I can understand that actually. That actually makes sense. I understand that. They have been sitting some vets like Kittle hasn't had rest days, CMC and Trent, obviously. Yeah, but those are like guys that that definitely could.
They get the little veterans,
Yeah, Ricky needs to be out there for every rep. But if he's having to have a ramp up day, stuff like that, I understand that.
Okay. If it's part of the plan, cool. If it's not, Ricky P.
If it's part of the original plan, if it's not something that we're like at the end of the day, yesterday he re-aggravated his injury or something like that. If it's not that, if it's just like, hey, we're gonna have you come out today and tomorrow you take your day off. If that's part of the plan, like you just said, then okay, that's good. Okay, that they're being cautious and take some precautions.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. JJ also wasn't out there for a second day in a row. Getting some more reps with Jordan Watkins and what's his name? Some Demarcus Robinson,
Demarcus, yeah. But they still haven't said if Demarcus is going to receive a game, 2 games, 3 games, or whatever. But
he has a 3-game suspension.
Oh, he already they said it 3 games.
Ouch. 3 games. But it's I'm certain that the JJ thing is going to get resolved soon. That's going to be resolved. I'm concerned about Ricky Pearsall and Cowling right now. But on the bright side of things, Brock Purdy is getting some reps in with some of these wide receivers that he most likely will be throwing to, like Demarcus Robinson, after the 3 games, of course. And then getting some reps in with Jordan Watkins would be nice. So I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a good thing like they're not out there, but there's some benefits to some of these receivers not being out there where Brock can actually go out there and get some reps with some of these guys that he probably will end up throwing to at some point in the season, especially with our injury history with our wide receivers. So,
and shout out to Karen. She just reminded me, Karen Hardy, got a ding here. Gotta stop having those babies. Christian and Brock are going to be sleep deprived. Congratulations to Brock Purdy, his wife Gemma. They have a new baby girl. Her name is Millie. As in vanilla, and those newborns can sleep deprived. The key is, I'm gonna get you out of the game. Go ahead and let grandma and grandpa stay with y'all for a little while.
Well, they could probably. I know you probably don't like this, but they could probably hire a nanny.
They can, but ain't nobody gonna love that newborn. You kind of.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
If it's your first
they're
one,
probably gonna do that.
if it's your first one, man, you just can't try. You think you're getting ready to get the hand that rocks the cradle. If DeAndre is in the chat, man, I tried to take care of him with a like an incubator doctor. You didn't want nobody touching it except family and people that actually love him. And if I'm like that, I know my ex was like that too. The grandparents, they will be there. And who better to trust with your child than the one that raised you from a child? And they gonna spoil it anyway. That child's gonna get away with more than you ever thought about. Trust and believe. But congratulations to him and Christian McCaffrey. They new dads, man. It's all good. They're gonna love you until they're about 13 years old, and you're not gonna be cool anymore. It's all right. It's par for the course.
Brock screams great father. Like he screams like he's. I'm not saying like this is gonna happen, but it's possible he might be a little distracted because it seems like the type of guy who loves his family, and it seems like family's number one to him kind of type person.
Good man. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this. That that if Brock balls out, I'm going to keep track. I'm paying attention today because if Ricky P isn't out there, if Trent Williams isn't out there, if CMC isn't out there, if Cowing isn't out there, if JJ's not out there, and if Brock Purdy balls out today against Robert Sala's defense in training camp, I'm gonna love to hear it. That's why I'm gonna pay attention to that because that will say a lot about Brock Purdy because he's out there throwing to literally just dudes from the McDonald's drive-thru. Okay, he's throwing it to fifth string, fourth string type guys out there.
Hey man, hey, don't short sell. Equinomius. What's this guy name? Equinomius.
St. Brown. Equinomius. I don't know. Complicated name.
I'm trying to
Equip. It's called Equip.
Equanimonius. Equanimous. I'm looking at it, reading it. I still can't get it.
It's called Equity or Equip or something like that. I don't know.
Equanimous. Man, I gotta pull up that Key and Peele.
I will say that players, because what's his name said it right. Fred balled out. Strawberry. Fred balled out when he had his kid. He did. He came out and played phenomenal last
year. So. Yeah, he did. With a broken foot. Hairline fracture. Tibia.
I don't think actually having a kid makes you play worse on any level. Like, if anything, it makes you play harder because you want to have a great legacy for your kid.
Yeah,
and you have great vibes. You know your wife is going to go ahead and take care of the child, and things of that nature. And you also have, if the mother needs help or whatever, like you say, you can either go to grandmother or they can get some nanny help with certain things. Maybe not the kid itself, but around the house and stuff. Like they have the money to support the wife if the wife needs a little bit of help.
265 come in real handy about now.
Yeah. So I don't think having a kid actually, like, they don't have to think about like, am I gonna be able to feed my kid or unless they have like health issues or something.
Yeah.
Then I don't think it ever is.
I gotta get some extra shifts at work now. Yeah. Oh my God! And
I gotta stay for extra practices. Earn some money.
In the army now, the men get 12 weeks of paternity leave. 12 weeks. They get.
That's dope.
Man. It's like, if the army wanted you to have a son, they would have given you one in issue. Yeah, but now it's like, hey, fellas, y'all take care of your kid, man. The first 12 weeks is on you. You go ahead and bond with your. I'm like, y'all are so. I hate to be that old guy, but it was an old commercial called Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm remembers we didn't have it like that.
Yeah.
That's how the babies improve or worsen your skill. It about the same. You just losing a little sleep, but you'll be there early because that baby pee at 12 midnight, and he go if you don't give him the rice pablum, Tara don't give me y'all the game again. If you can put a little bit more on their stomach than just the milk, you put the little rice pablum in there. It thickens it a little bit, and they sleep. Man, they'll sleep 6-7 hours straight. But young parents don't know all that. But give them water too, because they could get a little infection or something if you keep on giving them all the milk and rice pablum to get them to fall asleep. You got to remember to do the water too, so that it evens on out. But yeah, it's just that, and like you said, the psychological thing of becoming a dad, leaving legacy, and you just want to be right. You just want to be right. That's
I think it empowers you more so. And I would say that the whole sleep deprivation thing is a real thing, but it's not the same because Papa J says, Wolf, obviously you never had kids. Sleep deprivation is a real for parents. I never said that you don't have sleep deprivation for parents. I'm saying that's actually a real thing. But I'm saying for millionaires, like these athletes and stuff like that, they could put themselves in a position to where they don't have to be in that situation. For example, like the mother of a football player like Brock Purdy knows he has to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So the mother can take that night shift of, midnight to whatever. And then Brock Purdy will take like 8 to 12. It's a team. You're a team. So you'll be like, okay, Brock has to get up this time. He needs his sleep. So he's going to stay up to this and do this. If Brock wants to take it on, because Brock seems like the type of guy to do this, and even CMC, that if he has no problem taking it on, being like, I'll get up at midnight and I will take care of the baby and I'll do that, then that's their choice and they'll do it. But if it was sleep deprivation and it actually held them back and it actually was a problem, I promise you, just based on the vibes I get from CMC's wife and Brock Purdy's kind of like vibe too as well, they will work as a team where it's like, I will get up at midnight and I'll take care of the baby. You stay asleep because you have work tomorrow. I could see that happening. So I'm not saying like parents in general don't get sleep deprivation. I'm saying that's 110% a thing.
Look what Juan said. He said Tyreek has 13, so maybe he'll improve.
So maybe Brock Purdy will get +1 in speed.
Yeah, maybe. Might be looking at a 4,500 yard year if you go with the Tyreek method of. Remember, what was his name? Cromartie, who played with the Jets, and he was like trying to name all of his kids on a HBO Hard Knocks. It's when the Jets was on Hard Knocks. He was like, it was Andy. He's this age. Mary, she's that. He had like 10 kids. I don't think dude was 26 years old.
Some of these football players, man, yeah.
Hey,
they don't believe in a condom.
Yeah, they got different interests. Big Brick, shout out Big Brick is here. Brock and CMC got that dad strength. Yeah, you don't get that dad strength, the old man strength, until about 30, 35. You get that grown man strength. I think the youth muscles strength leaves you, but boy, there's an old man strength that comes in after that, because you gotta be ready, especially if you have boys. You gotta be ready for the day that they jump bad on you. And if DeAndre's in there, he know the deal.
I laid him out. That's what you made it sound like.
Never laid him.
I laid the fuck out.
That great. And I'm speaking as a grandfather who's due August 15th. So I'll tell you about the granddad strength soon if it kicks up. You start getting muscles like Mighty Mouse or something like Popeye taking spinach. Oh, my granddad now. Look at it. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
It's kind of like building calluses on your muscles, kind of type thing, where you kind of have like a stagnant build. Like your build, this is your build now. Unless you like you start having to deal with famine, and you can't support your food or anything like that, and you start to lose muscle and stuff like that. But like if you're just an average guy eating your food, and there's a point in your life where you just have that build now. That's your build. Okay.
That's it.
Some people can go against that grain and stuff like that if you actually work at it. But like once you hit 35, like you said, plus, like for my build is my build now. This is who I am. Unless I go out and actually try and change it. This is who I am. Your build is your build now.
No more sports cars. Give me a SUV and a luxury and a big old pickup. Yeah, and now I'm gonna walk around with candy in my pocket and change. When's the last time you had change? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, boy. Let me see. I got a couple of change for you. Go in there and get you a soda. Yeah, I gotta change everything. I gotta upgrade my. Start buying some Werther's Originals.
Classic. And then your wife has to buy the knitting kit. The cookies, and then it's actually a knitting kit when you open it. It's actually
going to sleep looking at Matlock. Gotta get a minivan. Yeah, that's that filthy casual. Yeah, gotta get that. Dodge Voyager. Yeah, that stuff would go. Nice.
Honestly, I
if he give out some minivan, oh my lord,
that would be funny, dude. And like everyone gets in a minivan. That would be funny.
If he give out minivans, but they gonna be looking at him like. For real, man. Hey, these things are great.
Well, I want to go back to the Philip Rivers thing. I can see Purdy is that type of Christian where I could see where he's like, I don't believe in rubber, and I'm just if it happens, it happens. It's meant to be kind of type thing. I can see him being that level of Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is unique in that way. But I can see
how many being that level. 7 or 8?
I think he has like 12, 11 kids, all with the same woman. That woman has pumped. Let me Google it real quick.
Be fruitful, multiply. And we were just talking about Robert Sala's got 7, at least 6 or 7. So whenever you need to, just go in there and say, "Hey, look, Rob, what are you doing for this baby?" They throw in their food. They throw in their peas. How do you
10 kids. Philip Rivers has 10 kids with the same woman. That shit is flapping in the wind, man. Oh my God. She's got a parachute going on. That's 10. She's got sails. Going swimming, dude. She's gonna be taken by the current.
Oh no.
She's gonna. That's crazy. 10. That's crazy, dude.
She's got a parachute. Oh.
Sorry, Red Jet. Sorry.
Oh Lord! I'd like to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, before they take my show off.
That's a lot, dude.
What was it? She got parachutes, but he got sails.
The swimming, man. Current. At least Philip Rivers needs to he's got the money, reconstructive surgery or something.
Yeah, man.
She deserves it. 10 kids.
They call it rejuvenation.
Oh my God.
Rejuvenation. She's got some sales. Ellison Burley and Hizzle. What's up, man? Ellison know about the deal too, man. Having kids, it changes things a little bit, but you're still gonna ball out, man. You're gonna take a couple of extra shifts, put a little money away for them and just be dad, man. Be dad. Be ready to be dad. They just get into so much stuff when they little, man. They'll eat a penny, hit the panic button, call you, put marbles in different places.
The marble thing. I used to do that as a child. I'm surprised I'm not dead. I remember putting marbles, like a fucking whole thing of marbles in my mouth. I remember that as a child. And then I'm surprised I'm not dead for not choking to death or whatever. Because I would run around with marbles in my mouth and shit. How I'm not dead, I don't know. Because I just think about that all the time.
Serious.
Dude. All the dangerous shit you did as a kid.
I do. I'd be like, what made you do? What were you thinking? I won't think it. And you got
Put the marbles in your nose. You're surprised. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
You experiment in a weird way as a child. Like with some
man.
things.
You got to see it, touch it, experience it. No, okay. Now I know this doesn't go here. One, I feel like but don't gay it up. Throw a pause in it. Yeah, throw a pause. Yeah, give a pause. I was at a meeting today. I was at a meeting today. If people are at work, I probably should. I'm not going to identify who it was, but they said they came from the Air Force versus the Army, and they said, when we get emergencies or when we get a task and it happens twice, Air Force guys say, "Man, yeah, we got double banged on that one." And everybody, I say in the Army, man, we say double tap. Double tap means you did something over again. Probably not a good idea to say double bang. And say pause. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got double bang. No.
It's better than saying we got triple shafted. All right. It's better than saying that. CJ West is going to ball out. Man, I wanted to be there and witness CJ versus going against Brindle the first time. That's really what I really wanted to see. I hope I hope Brindle has made a step, but let the world see the comeuppance, as the folks may say. Go ahead, bro. Apparently no Michael Williams sighting either. What, everybody taking the day off? What are we doing here? Back in my day when I ate Werther's Originals, everybody just came to campus, beginning of camp, man. Earn a spot. We had 2-a-days. I was talking to Ellison, man, in JUCO, that first week, we had 3-a-days. Most football players used to 2-a-day. We had 3-a-days, man. 5 o'clock, they would go. We stayed at Parker Hall, 9 stories, and they would blow this air horn in the middle of the morning. It's like the Army. Even the Army didn't do that. They just came and cut the lights on. But, dude, we had to run 40-40s. Sometimes, I think it was the first day, 60-40s. They were weeding out everybody who does not want to be here. Then you had breakfast. Then you came back for practice from 8:30 till 11:30. Then you took your break and got your lunch, laid down for a little while. We had evening practice at 3:30. That's why so many football players down south we really know about soap operas, because that was all on TV. The cable man didn't come yet. All that was on TV was the major networks, All My Children, Young and the Restless, and you became a Victor Newman fan. And because that's what you looked at going to sleep for that couple of hours. And now, these kids come in and it's like, I got to take a day off. I hit yesterday. I'm like, are you kidding? My thing is, it's possible that this 49ers team recognizes the injuries that they had last year, and they're probably taking some extra precautions. And I know that's not good for certain rookies because like I said, like Ricky Pierce and all them, they need to get these reps in. But it could be two things. It could be two things here. One, these players, we've heard nothing but great things about Mikal. We've heard nothing but great things about a lot of these players are doing really well, that you could trust them already in the season, where someone like JJ, Kittle, Trent, all of them, maybe the 49ers are trying to get reps for some of these players that will probably end up seeing the field at some point, but they're so far in the depth chart where they're just not getting those first team reps or the second team reps that they need to actually get. So maybe they're just taking advantage, like, hey, these players we know are good. They're showing out, they're balling out, but we're not getting enough looks on some of these players that are further down the depth chart. And they're trying to take advantage of that while also trying to acknowledge that last year they're injury prone and they already have a couple injuries already. They're taking some precautions with some of these players that are performing that look like will be day one starters. I'm not saying like it's great that these rookies are probably missing reps, but maybe there is some nuance. They're sacrificing a day here, a day there. There's like what, 14, 15 days in training camp, missing one here, and then getting like 2 days in a row is really good. And that third day, you just take a break. You were great those first 2 days. It's all good. I prefer them to get the reps, but if that's the nuance they're trying to do, trying not to put themselves in a position of injuries and stuff like they were last year with some of these with players that already have proved themselves, I could see why they would possibly be like, hey, take the day off. If Mikal is balling out right now, he's playing phenomenal, he's already dominating, and stuff like that, players like that are further down depth chart, maybe we could use some reps. Maybe we need to see what we got just in case we lose Mikal Williams or CJ West or things of that nature, whoever's not there. I would prefer it like they're out there, but I'm not going to knock them for taking some precaution right now. Like I'm not going to, I won't say it's a bad thing, but it's not great.
As opposed to doing this and being messed up in the middle of the season, I have to agree with you. And if this is the plan, okay, I can understand that. As long as I can understand where you're going with it, I'm cool, man. But if it's just, hey, we hit yesterday, let's take it off. We're looking soft, man. We're looking soft.
Looking soft. Sure. Well, it's
charming tissue.
I just like because I really don't want these players getting hurt. But if these players are because if we go with the narrative of what we're seeing for when we talked about the standouts was everyone's a standout. It seems like some are winning some are losing some, but there is no like this defense is playing atrocious or the offense is playing atrocious or anything like that. It's very like they're competitive. If everyone is playing really great, maybe the 49ers feel comfortable with like, okay, everyone's playing phenomenal. Everyone's developing really well. There is no one really falling far behind when it comes to starters. Maybe we can sacrifice a day where we can be like, okay, let's get some of these players out there that normally won't get any reps. Let's see what they can do. Because like I said, the defense and offense look great already, starting offense. So why not sacrifice a day where it's like, okay, let's look at the bad. Let's try to find the bad here and see if we can make that better. Or like, when it comes to cutting, we know who to cut and stuff like that. So there could be there's certainly a nuance. And also, if Robert Saleh thought that Mikal Williams needed to be out there, and it's not injury related, I promise you Mikal Williams would be out there. So I trust Robert Saleh when it comes to defensive players not being there if they get a day off. It's just one of those things where you just got to trust the process and what they're doing.
Okay.
But we really don't know until we're going to hear like a press conference if some players hurt or not. But just based on what we're seeing,
I guess we'll find out after this presser. I'm sure they'll address it because our crack staff of on the field, boots on the ground commentators will notice, and trust me, they're gonna have questions to ask. What we got? Yes, I was gonna do some GOAT thoughts, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip that, and we're gonna get to NFC North GOATs. NFC North GOATs. Let me see here. We have the GOATs, all time, ladies and gentlemen. of the Vikings, the Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, or we're going it clockwise, the Packers, the Detroit Lions, and the Chicago Bears. First up is the Minnesota Vikings. Who is the greatest Minnesota Viking of all time whom you think of when you hear the Minnesota Vikings?
That's actually the out of the four, that is actually the toughest one, I guess, speaking.
Yeah.
Before I do that, though, I hate the terrible timing, but I have to use the restroom, and I have to stop my cats from fighting. So give me a second.
Right.
Timing, but I have to stop.
That's like a cat fight. We usually say, "Meow," but I'll just be acknowledging my peeps here. Judging from what the 49ers are doing in camp right now, I think they might limit CMC's carries this season, which I hope so, and use him less. Juan, you on it, man. That's one of the four things I listed for. I'm hoping that Kyle will improve this year. It's right up there with doing some more up-tempo stuff, getting us in a 2-minute warning, getting us effective that way, and giving autonomy to the great Brock Purdy, more so to change out. And while he's handling his business out, let me see if I can put up my GOAT dissertation. Let's see what we got here. I got list 7. See if I can pull it up.
We need to get along already.
They don't get along? What's wrong with the cat?
I'm still watching my my friend's mom's cat, and most likely going to stay here probably for the rest of the cat's life. But my other cat does not. They don't like each other. She's an old grumpy bitch. She doesn't like the fact that she's no longer the
actually the
bitch
is the dog. The bitch is the dog. Technically, throwing that around.
She's not a grumpy old bitch yet, but my dog right now, she's just caught in the middle, just looking at them like, why are you guys fighting? Because my dog is very chill and doesn't get involved. But these two cats, man, I have to lock that one up or lock her up, whoever's acting up the most, and separate them. And they sometimes get along, but most of the time I always have to keep an eye on them where they end up like hissing at each other and stuff. It's weird. But,
hey man, it happens. Let's see what I got on here. I was gonna play this. I was gonna kind of skip this, but I was gonna give us some time to talk a little bit in reference to. I watch Bo DeChambeau has a golf show where they try to break 50 with a celebrity golfer. This was his season finale on YouTube. Shout out to Bo DeChambeau or DeChambeau. Bo DeChambeau. That's his name. Great golfer. And you get a guy in a golf cart, man, they'll tell you what it is. And he's talking to my GOAT. I know I'm going to have debates on everybody else, but 7 Super Bowls tells me, hey, you are who you are. And this was him talking. And if I can hit it.
I always in football, it's interesting. It always feels like a grind. Really? There's maybe like you would say I'd throw 700 throws a year. It's like, how many would you throw exactly the way you want? I'd be like 10 of 700 throws. Or like you let it go and you're like, oh, perfect.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's like you're always trying to minimize your mistakes in football too. Football, there's so many moving parts. It's like there's so many variables.
Yeah.
Guy's open, but the right tackle gets beat. You got to throw it a lot quicker, and then you got to throw it early, and nothing comes up ever twice.
Completely reactive.
Always. You're so anticipatory, but you're also reacting. I mean, I had a plan. The difference in my game than what I see today, before I ever touched the ball, I knew what I was going to do. And now so many guys get the ball and it's like, okay, figure it out. And my view is my brain needed to anticipate because I didn't have, let's say, always the athletic ability to just make happen. So I had to make something happen in my mind. I had to make it happen before the play. I had to go, okay, this is the coverage I know what route I got. I don't like what I got. Let me signal what I think I'm going to like. Great. I got a plan. Now let me snap the ball. So many quarterbacks now, they got a bad route concept and they snap the ball anyway. And then they look and he's covered. And it's like, well, yeah, what do you think? He was going to be open? You wouldn't know way he was going to be open. So then they start running and everyone's like, oh man, great play. And I'm like, that's a terrible play. I don't know why you'd snap the ball. But part of that is they're not developing these young kids to understand the why.
So the number one piece of advice you can give a aspiring quarterback, an aspiring football player, like what's the number one piece of advice?
I think as they develop, there's a lot of things. There's not one. Let's just talk about what I'm referring to, but like the mental part. The mental part is understand the why of the playbook. Understand why you're running a play as opposed to, coach, what's the call? And he gives you the play and you just run the call. It's like, well, what if they're in man-to-man? What do you want to do? What if they're in zone? What if they're in this zone? What if they blitz? What do you want me to do? And then you understand the why. So now that purpose really gets ingrained for you and you begin to take really full control and ownership of the offense. So many quarterbacks don't do that these days. And I think there's part of the game that is not as good as it used to be because quarterbacks don't have ownership of the playbook. Quarterbacks are just running plays. To me, the quarterback has to have control of what he's doing. But in order to do that, the coach has to trust you. And you have to understand, okay, this is why the coach called that play. I have a flea flicker. And coach calls a flea flicker. I'm hoping to get the safeties to come downhill. Well, the coverage I want is, let's say, and these are very technical football terms, I want cover 4. Where the safeties are low, they're going to bite. Well, now the safeties are in cover 2, and they're all back. All in snap, they're going back. Well, the flea flicker is not going to work. So I get to the line of scrimmage, and I'd be like, okay, are they in 4 or are they in 2? They play both. Oh, it's 2. What do I got to do? I'm going to change the play. I'm going to save it for when I get to look.
There's a lot of strategy. It's like chess.
Yeah, it's 100%.
So trying to see what they're going to do and all that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's the GOAT, man. Breaking it down like we have talked about. Number 1 on my list, giving Brock Purdy more autonomy over getting out of a damn play we know ain't going to work against this zone. But I'm gonna try to force it in there and make a way anyway. And to me, what was really illuminating, if you will, he was saying we're giving big time credit to quarterbacks who snap it anyway and make something happen out of nothing. And we say, oh, what a great play! He can run. Look, he could do this. Oh my God. He just threw it 90 yards or, he ran his 4.29. And Tom's like, well, no, you did that great, but you were supposed to be cerebral enough to know they sitting back there in cover 2. This is a cover 4 beater. Or they're sitting back there in man. I saw the motion go across. Let me just get out here and say, okay, we're running, toss trick 7-8 and, have them running in stems and everything. But Kyle's philosophy is every play I give you has an out. And I've thought of everything for it. And you haven't, man, because too many zone or too many man-to-man teams have beaten us, and the statistics say you can't get separation with these receivers. What's the answer? Oh, we'll just get different receivers that run fast. No, the answer is you've got to give autonomy to get man beaters and let him, once he identifies it's man and you got a good zone call, because Brock is 109 against the zone for QBR, but he's 44 against man coverage. He's got to have that autonomy. He's got to be trusted enough to change that whole thing, get up out of it, and do a man beater.
I took it as like Tom Brady was saying that players, these quarterbacks are just know who their first read was, second read, third read, fourth read, but they don't know why this guy is the first read against this player. They just know that this guy is supposed to be the dude I got to throw it to first in my first read. That's the play call. That's the guy to throw it to. They don't know why that is. And by looking at it, dissecting it, okay, this is a bad play or not. They're just going to hike the ball look at their first guy, and then if he's open, throw the ball. If not, I'm just going to throw it. And if it's a bad play, they're not going to know it's a bad play because they're not going to recognize the coverage. They're not going to recognize that, okay, this number one wide receiver actually is not going to get open because before the play, they can't see that. That's kind of how I took it. I took it as like these quarterbacks are just like they're expected to just turn a bad play into a great one instead of just being like, okay, is this a good play or not? Let me fix it. And is this actually going to work? Is this play going to beat this play right here or not? So do I need to adjust it or not? Everything's being catered to them where it's like, if your first read's not open, scramble and try to find something else instead of just being like, okay, go out there. Why is this guy covering this receiver? And why is this receiver supposed to beat this guy and things of that nature? And how can I fix that to where I find the right route, the right play to make it work? They'll just go out there and they will execute the bad play, not even knowing that it's a bad play. That's how I took it. Like there's not enough on their plate as a quarterback mentally. But I think Brock has hold on, one last thing. Brock has explained multiple times his anticipatory. I can't say the word.
Anticipatory.
Yeah, that word. He has that ability because that requires you reading a defense. You need to know where that safety is going to shift, if it's a man or not, or something like that. Brock works in that way before the play, where he'd be like, "Okay, I know this is going to happen before I snap the ball." Brock's already assessed that. And that's kind of the reason why I like Brock Purdy is that he has shown that he is a quarterback, not just and I'm not trying to insult other quarterbacks that do this. I'm really not. But just for him and a benefit of himself, Brock Purdy is a true through and through wide receiver quarterback that will break down a defense and throw in with anticipation. So.
He will, and it's very effective against zone. He's number one against the zone the last, 2 years. But against man coverage, some of that filthy casual, keep the change, filthy casual. You filthy casual. That's from Home Alone there. But he said he struggles against defenses like the Ravens and the Chiefs because they disguise coverages and blitzes and change it up at the snap. You're either in man, you're in split field coverage, or you're in zone. The Chiefs and the Ravens were running man. It is statistically, I think Grant Cohen put it out there last year. He struggles against man coverage. If you see that they're up there in man, Brock has cerebral capacity enough to get to a man beater route. I don't think he has, what Tom mentioned, the autonomy to just change it all up. That's your issue here. That's got to be your issue.
You think Brock doesn't have the ability to do that, or do you think
he's got the ability? He doesn't have the autonomy.
You're saying Kyle doesn't give him the ability to do it.
Kyle don't give him that autonomy. Yeah. Kyle
has to execute. He has to execute the bad play. If it's a bad play, it's a bad play. Brock's going to have to hike it. He's going to have to. He's going to have to work.
You're going to have to get up. Either that,
he cannot adjust.
They'll call two in the huddle. And both of them are probably designed to scar up, man or zone defenses, but not designed to beat man coverage because the evidence is clear. Your passer rating is 109 versus zone, and it is 44 against man. And then of all the teams, the 32 teams in the National Football League, you rank 31st in separation. Separation is indicative of man coverage. He's not applying the concepts to beat man coverage. There's a breakdown somewhere, and I say it is Kyle who has said repeatedly, I've made this offense so you always have an out. Nothing is wrong with the plays I call. You always have an out. And it is not because my receivers are ranked 31st in the National Football League. It's something wrong there. And the greatest quarterback that ever did it is telling you, you need to have the autonomy to get out of bad plays.
Well, there's like, it's kind of go back to what we said earlier about Robert Saleh. If Robert Saleh knows this, and I'm pretty sure Robert Saleh would know this, if this was Kyle's weakness, he's going to put it against him, and Kyle's going to have to adjust. So at least Kyle's going to be put in a position of having to get better and learn from that, and actually having to adjust. Instead of like last year with Nick Sorensen, where he had to help the defense and he had to do all this, and pretty much setting the offense for success last year, because he was helping out with helping Nick Sorensen and things of that nature. So he really didn't have that iron sharpens iron situation. Where this right now, with Robert Saleh, he's able to be like, okay, well, he's manning up all my guys, and nothing's working, so now I have to fix that. And so now Kyle's put in a position where this probably will get. It's kind of like what I said earlier. I think Kyle's going to get better this year. I think Kyle's going to do some of the things like you said he's going to do. I think he's going to do them. Not all of them, like I said earlier, but I think he's going to do some, because he's going to have to, especially against Robert Saleh's defense. And if he doesn't, you're going to hear nothing but the defense playing phenomenal and the offense playing absolutely atrocious. If you're hearing that the offense is playing good and the defense is playing good, Kyle is doing things to change things up. He's actually adjusting. And hopefully we can see that man-beating thing, get better, and, Brock it does better and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, if this was his weakness, Robert Saleh is going to throw it out there at practice. And,
I'm hoping.
And then Kyle's going to have to adjust, or his offense, you're going to hear nothing but shit from the offense.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh's going to let it slip. He's going to want to make his offense better. Also, he's going to want to make his defense confident, and he's going to do what it takes for his defense to beat that offense.
I'm truly hoping so. That's what I got here. Coming back, let's look at the Minnesota Vikings. Who is your GOAT Minnesota Viking? Your Viking amongst Vikings.
This one just took a little bit of research. It really didn't take a lot. There was two players I thought of: Adrian Peterson, Randy Moss. Those are the two players I thought of. But I gotta give it to Frank Tarkenton. He's going to be my guy, because he apparently, from my research, he was the person that started the scrambling quarterback. He played for the Vikings his whole career. He's been to multiple Super Bowls with the Vikings. He won a lot of awards. He's a very good player. Probably the most successful quarterback the Vikings have ever had. And he played his whole career with them. While Adrian Peterson was great, had a lot of accolades, 2000 career, almost breaking the record, Hall of Fame, amazing running back. Randy Moss didn't play his whole career there. Didn't exactly take him, to the Super Bowl or anything like that. Frank Tarkenton is that guy, just because
it's Fran Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton. He's
born in Richmond, Virginia, too. For those.
I got a feeling this is your guy too. Frank Tarkenton he's just that guy. He is the Vikings, and I can't give it to Randy Moss and Andrew Peterson, just based on what I saw from Frank Tarkenton, and especially with what the success the Vikings had and how close they were to greatness multiple times because of him, and because especially back then, where throwing the football on the run and things of that nature wasn't part of the game, and he kind of he's the pioneer. He's the the face of, apparently I didn't know that either. I did not know that. I thought it was other quarterbacks, but based on what I heard, apparently he's the pioneer of the scrambling quarterback. So that was
known for a scrambler. He was known for a scrambler.
That's what So I gotta give it to him, man. I mean, the legacy there. I didn't see anything of like all decade team or anything like that. That was kind of disappointing and stuff like that. But there were greats. I see why he possibly didn't make that with Terry Bradshaw being there and things of that nature. But he's still like the Vikings do not have. They have great wide receivers in their legacy. They have great playmakers in their legacy. But literally, there's only one quarterback in their legacy. Out of the 50 years they've been around, they have one quarterback that stands the test of time, and I gotta give it to Fran Tarkenton. So.
Respect. I think he had 9 Pro Bowls and 1 MVP. He did have a hiatus where he played with the New York Giants for 4 or 5 years. Born in Richmond, Virginia, raised in, I think it was Georgia. Fran Tarkenton is just something to behold, man. He was original Johnny Football. He made it happen. He was, and I'm pretty sure that's where scrambling, the term scrambling came from. When I was a little boy, man, they said, Fran can scramble, man. Fran can scramble. Him and Roger Staubach were the biggest scrambling, dodging, making something happen quarterbacks that there ever was. He played for the legendary Bud Grant, who was as tough as a $2 steak. Bud Grant, man, would get you up in there in Bloomington. They played in a place called Bloomington, Minnesota, and they played outside. And they would win their 12 or 14 games in a season, bring you up to the deep water up there in Bloomington, Minnesota. And there's only one time I remember them losing a championship or a divisional playoff game, and it was where we get the term Hail Mary. A Hail Mary was Roger Staubach rawing back and throwing that thing last second to Drew Pearson. It is why we say Hail Mary. They asked Roger Staubach what was the name of that play, a deeply devout Catholic. He said, it was just a Hail Mary. I threw it and said a Hail Mary. They had a great running back named Chuck Foreman from the U. He wore number 44. He had the spats. And spats is when you're wearing black cleats, but you tape your ankles with white tape. So it looks like you have on these elegant shoes, kind of like a Jordan was made. And that's the one thing I always wanted to do when I got to high school, had the spats like Chuck Foreman. Incredible running back. I think he had 5 or 6 Pro Bowls. Very, very underrated. But these Vikings back in the day, man, were known for defense. And in that defense, there was a cat named Alan Page, and the great Alan Page, I should say, who later goes on to be a state judge. Alan Page made the Pro Bowl and All-Pro, or made All-Pro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and Pro Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in his career that spanned from 1967 to 1981. He retired with, and they didn't take sacks into consideration until 1982. They didn't keep an official stat book until 1982, the year after Alan Page leaves. So they had to go back in the archives, look and see when he tackled a quarterback for loss. And at the end of his career, they had 148 and a half. Alan Page was an elegant gentleman, tall, tough. Him, Carl Eller, and who else? It was Carl Eller, Alan Page. Dang. It's another 2 of them. Forget Carl Eller, Alan Page. I can't remember the other 2. But their nickname was the Purple People Eaters. That was their nickname, the Purple People Eaters, and they were bad, man. But they were a lot like us right now. They went to the Super Bowl 3 times, maybe 4.
I think we went 4 times. Let me
4 times, and they lost. They were the original Buffalo Bills, man. I remember them losing to Pittsburgh when I was a little boy, and the Steelers.
Yeah.
The Steelers got them, and before that, before I was born, the Kansas City Chiefs beat them, and I'm forgetting whom else. But they just couldn't. They just ran up on buzzsaws, man. You weren't beating them Super Steelers, and I think maybe the Dolphins.
They lost to the. All right, okay. This is a test. This is a test for you. What were the names? What were the teams you said you lost to? They lost.
I know the first Super Bowl I remember was they lost to the Steelers. They lost to the Chiefs, which I don't remember, but I've seen on film. And man, them Oakland Raiders came in when I was 7 years old, and Jack Tatum absolutely lit Sammy White up. It is one of the hardest hits ever made, and is why I call Jack Tatum the ultimate hitter. His nickname was the Assassin. They lost that in the 76 season, 77 Super Bowl, or I'm pretty sure it was that.
Man, they got. Can you get? All right, so I want to test you. I want to test your knowledge on this. Can you guess the Super Bowls? So, like, is it Super Bowl 10? Is it Super whatever?
Ooh,
all right. What was the first Super Bowl?
The first Super Bowl they lost had to be, I'm going to say Super Bowl 4.
They did lose. It was Super Bowl 4 in 1970.
Okay.
2. Can you guess to which team?
It was the Kansas City Chiefs.
It was the Chiefs, yeah.
And then in 71. No, 70. It wasn't the perfect season. It was the season after the perfect season, so that had to be Super Bowl 7.
It was they lost. They went to 1974. They lost to the Miami Dolphins 7-24 in Super Bowl 8.
Ah, damn it!
Close.
All right.
Close.
And then they lost to them Oakland Raiders when I was 7 years old. 7-4. I'm gonna call that Super Bowl 11.
They did lose to the Oakland Raiders in Super Bowl 11, and they lost to the Oakland Raiders Super Bowl 11, and it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost in Super Bowl 9.
Super Bowl 9. Dang, the Steelers repeated twice. I knew them Steelers was in there some, and the Steelers weren't the Steelers that you think of. That's why you get that inaugural Super Bowl, and it's totally different from when you have dynastic teams. It's totally different from the end and what people remember. Most people are going to remember Terry Bradshaw throwing to Lynn Swann and John Stover, but their offense was all running. That Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris used to run that rock. Pete Banaszak for those Oakland Raiders. They were just, man, the AFC was not playing around back then. But they had really, really great players. Ellison Desuit is Jim Marshall. Thanks, Ellison. Is Jim Marshall. And Jim Marshall was great. He just happened to had the most dubious play ever recorded in football history. I will defer to you, and I'll test you. Jim Marshall did something in Super Bowl in NFL history that is so dubious. Give me what he did and what team were they playing when he did it.
Oh, dude, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know who Jim Marshall is.
Okay, Jim
So
Marshall.
I couldn't even tell
So
you.
much with Jay. You giving Alan Page, Carl Eller, Jim Marshall, and Gary Larson. Gary Larson. I always forget about Gary Larson, and unfortunately, I forgot about Jim Marshall. And Jim Marshall somehow picked a ball up. It was a fumble. And he ran that thing every bit of 70 yards the wrong way. It was a safety.
that was that guy. I've seen that play.
And the team the team he was playing, the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I've seen that play.
Yeah, man.
That's funny. He may have a concussion. It's possible he had a concussion.
but he was a great ball player who played for, I think it was 21 years, man. He was the truth. He was really, really good. He would parachute. He amazing athlete, but all people gonna remember is that, ain't that the guy that ran the wrong way? Yeah. It's like Chris Webber. Chris Webber gonna be known for something else too. But all you gonna be known for is that timeout, your most dubious play, your most embarrassing moment played out again and again and again on NFL films. He ran the wrong way, but he has some incredible stats too. See if I can pull up Jim Marshall. But for me, it's Alan Page, the GOAT all time. Yeah, he didn't make the Pro Bowl number twice. Okay, yeah, it's Alan Page for me. Anybody in the chat got some good stuff going on? Anybody? Ellison mentioned Jim Marshall, Alan Page, Carl Eller. Yeah, we talked about that. Burford contract.
That's what I was just looking up right now. I think he had an extension last year. I thought he had an extension last year.
Can a rookie restructure? Is he on? He's still on his rookie deal, right?
I thought he got an extension last year.
He may have.
That's what I was trying to look. That's what I was trying to look up right now. Because I think they placed Burford, Trent Williams. Hold on. Placed injured reserve list was Spencer Burford in 2025.
Well, he definitely restructured back after that Super Bowl miss. Or did they restructure him then? After
I think it was. I thought it was last year in the offseason they gave him an extension, or they gave him a new contract, and that's what happened. Because once you become an extension available, that's probably what it is. Like once you can't restructure a rookie contract, but once you become, extension available, you probably fix it that way.
Yeah,
that's probably what happened. So
they kicked him while he was down too. That was a tough off season for him, especially because Witchcomb threw him under the bus. Who was that? The guy that retired, who came in here to split time with Burford. He said, yeah, it was Burford. Feliciano. Yeah, it's Feliciano. Ellison says Randy Moss is his. And I could see that too, man. Moss was devastating coming in. I can't take
shocked you said Alan Page, to be honest with you. I'm actually shocked about that.
Yeah, man. He was bad. He was bad. He was actually
great, but
Moss jaded me a little bit when he played for us, and then he short armed one in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember that play too. Yeah.
We call them the alligator arms.
Yeah.
But a great player, top 3 all time, very devastating to the generation before me. They really, really like Randy Moss, and with good reason. He was just he was a nuclear weapon, man. He could just fly. I love Chris Carter too. Chris Carter did nothing but catch touchdowns. The best if you call him a possession receiver, which, and he's self-admitted, CC says, okay, I ain't 4-1, but I tell you what, if you're looking for a touchdown, here I go. And I'm going to come down with it. Chris Carter had probably the softest hands in a generation. He had some wonderful, wonderful hands. I can't deny it.
All right.
Giant.
So, not to go too much subject here, but we're talking about
the goats.
What was it that made me bring it up? Feliciano. Did you hear about Christian Wilkins and what he did?
No.
You haven't heard? Okay. All right. So I need to make a video on this. I need to make a short on it. I've just been kind of procrastinating because I've been busy and stuff. But there's Christian Wilkins, who is a D tackle for the Raiders, who signed a $100 million, $90 million, something like that, guaranteed money or whatever. The Raiders released him like a week ago or something like that. And some 49ers fans want to go get him. Some I've heard he's
You got hung up in the universe, in the metaverse. Dang, he was in the middle of stream too. Where we at? 235. Come on back. Come out and come back in. Let me see if I can get it. You there, Wolfie? All right, we got you.
We're good.
Yeah.
So Christian Wilkins, he had a foot injury, right?
Yeah.
And he was rehabbing it, and there's a video surfaced of him, dancing a little bit or stuff like that. And the Raiders didn't like the fact that he didn't have surgery and that he just wanted to heal on its own. And so he ends up getting released. And then something resurfaces coming out. Apparently, Christian Wilkins ended up kissing a Raiders player on the forehead, apparently, and that's why he ended up getting cut, was because one of the players did not like that and took it as sexual assault. And I was like, okay, we need context. There needs to be context, because I'm not saying you shouldn't go around kissing players like that. I'm not saying that. But if you're okay, you've seen movies, right? Where you've seen you're having a bro and they're like, mwah, kiss the dude on the forehead and you're like, yeah, we won. Or this is great news. We're going to save the world. I'm going to kiss this dude on the forehead. You're awesome. That's the context of where you're like, okay, bro, dude, kiss on the forehead, excitement, right? Or was it he walked up to a player who's just sitting there and kissed him on the forehead and said, you're awesome? What's the context to that? And Feliciano, that's where I brought it up. Feliciano tweeted out, he was always a little freaky. That's what he said about Christian Wilkins. And I'm like, okay, but what's the context? Because what's the context?
He said that. He said, he was always a little freaky.
And Christian Wilkins always was a little freaky because he did some weird shit in college. He put his – this is not really good because context is not going to matter once I tell you this. He put his finger in a player's ass in college.
Yeah, we need to.
You can look it up. You can look it up if you want to.
I'm not looking up nothing.
He did that. He grabbed. Apparently, you don't see it, but apparently Josh Allen gets out from a pile. It's like, yo, who grabbed my dick? And apparently it was Christian Wilkins. It was under the pile. So he's who grabbed my dick. That's what. So I'm like, okay, he doesn't exactly have the record where. Kiss the dude So he probably went up to somebody who was just standing there and kissed him on the forehead.
Wolfie.
There is context.
He did not say that.
All right, there is a context, but I don't think he has the track record of getting away with it. I don't think there's a track record.
Who grabbed my stuff? And we'll let the chat run its course right now. Tanisha says he's tired of being in the closet. Kylie says, "Whoa,
It's been a glass at this point."
Wow," says Siskel and Ebert. Brock has said that he is allowed to check. Brock is going to always say the right things. He is
not allowed to check.
He's not allowed. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Brock speaking the truth. You're not allowed to check because Kyle says everything I need. If you get to your fifth read, I have clearly put in. You can throw it to the referee. Okay. Man, we need to get out of this play. But thank you, Karen, in the middle of this.
I don't think we gotta get Kyle be a little bit more optimistic about this Kyle this year. This one seems different because last year it was very, he had to manage everything, micromanage everything. Like you said, it's night and day from what we see from Kyle. You saw a ghost, dead vampire of Kyle last year. This year, it seems like he's able to focus.
Yeah, he was smoked.
Back. Okay.
He was.
He's able to just focus on his offense.
I really thought he was close to, burning out and taking a step away. He was looking that way around week 10-ish. To me, and it was somebody else that said, "Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle just after this year he just steps away for a minute, man. You regroup, Not saying it's all over, but he's like, man, y'all burning me out."
And I think with Robert Saleh and these vets, these guys that know how to manage players and stuff like that and know what they're doing, I think gives Kyle that freedom, that break, that relief, that ability to actually work with his offense and actually learn to actually be able to adjust and not have to, be like, hey, defense, you got to do this. Oh, special teams, you got to do this. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Now he just has to sit here and worry about his own offense and what he's got to do against Robert Saleh's defense that is up to date. So, and with the new vibe of Kyle, where he's a lot more happier and a lot more live, a lot more focused, where you can just pay attention to this one thing, I think we can – to say that Kyle doesn't change or he doesn't adjust, this year I think we can put that away and just be a little bit more optimistic because I think you would hear out of camp that the offense is atrocious and terrible and not doing well. If you would hear that.
It's never going to be atrocious. It's going to be who it's designed to be. He has designed masterfully with shout out to the great Johnny Dales and JT O'Sullivan. Incredible zone beaters. His zone passing concepts are they're really good, especially what we call his Yankee concept, Chevy, and what else has he got? He uses some smash floods, and he will run deep over with when he can George Kittle. If George Kittle isn't in standing blocking, but against
Robert Saleh is going to run these
against man. No, against man, he just thinks that we can run the same concepts against man coverage and good defensive coordinators. Wink Martindale, good defensive coordinators. Spagnuolo, good defensive coordinators. Bill Belichick, great defensive coordinators know, hey, if I man these guys up and put that pressure on you before, I can really disrupt the timing of this offense. You can't get to those deep crossers because I'm eating up your time and making your quarterback, come up with some. You ever notice how Brock will get the ball and spin out and, and start just trying to make time, create time.
But Robert Saleh is going to throw man beaters at him, though, in practice, because he's going to want to beat Kyle Shanahan's offense. He's going to throw those things at him. It's not like last year where Kyle was in on the defense, so he knows the weaknesses, so he doesn't have to learn. He doesn't have to adjust because he knows what Nick Sorensen's going to do because he helped with those things. Where this year, now he's facing up against a top 5 defensive coordinator in the league who's up there with Steve Spagnuolo, knows all the other guys that know how to beat Kyle's offense. Robert Saleh is bringing Kyle a gift in the sense of like, okay, I'm going to beat your offense. Now you need to adjust. If not, you are going to come out of this training camp looking trash because, yeah, he has the zone beaters, but then Robert Saleh is just not going to run zone. He's just going to do those man things that's going to force Brock Purdy to be that 44th guy or whatever if Kyle doesn't adjust. So because Robert Saleh is there, it's giving Kyle the necessity. He has to adjust. If not, then he's bad. Then you already hear that he's bad because he's not. Even if he is great at his own things, Robert Saleh. Well, here's man. That's all he's going to do because that's all he needs to do. And so I think that there's going to be. So I do think that I'm not saying like he's not going to adjust or he's not going to get better, but we need to be a little bit more optimistic to the Kyle this year, just because he's forced into a corner this time. It's not like last year where he can, like I said, he just knows the holes because he worked with the defense. This is not his defense. This is a defense that he knows nothing about. This is a defense where it is a top 5 defense that has adjusted to the offenses this year. So I do think that it kind of goes back to what you said this, and I said it, iron sharpens iron. This is forcing Kyle to sharpen his iron here, forcing him to. And so I think that we should be optimistic is what I'm trying to say.
Very few have in the 9 years he's been here, very few have forced him to change. He will immediately shift blame to the defense, even though we didn't score but 19 points in regulation, and fire the coordinator. But the truth is, man, you got to put in man beater, meaning, and I'll do a whole dissertation on that, man. One of the best ones that I've seen on the internet show you just what beats man is my boy disgraced in Jacksonville, but is a quarterback whisperer from Ohio State and before that Utah, Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer really breaks down what beats man coverage best. See, and I know that you dismiss him because it's Urban Meyer. But
I got it, dude. He was terrible. Sorry, I got it.
No, he is not. Urban Meyer made a number 1 pick out of Alex Smith. Urban Meyer got Tim Tebow in the first round. Urban Meyer had those quarterbacks at Ohio State winning national championships. Urban Meyer knows how to scheme up man beaters. Think of the receivers that have gotten to the NFL on Urban Meyer and the quarterbacks who've done well in the national championships.
You want to talk about someone not being able to adjust. Urban Meyer's play calling is outdated. It was obviously shown that what he did was outdated, and it did not work at all. He was atrocious. His coaching was atrocious. And so if you want to, Kyle's been successful too. He has accolades. He has things you can be positive about in the past.
You got
what
3.
Did you do? What'd you do? And Urban Meyer has nothing but a losing season, losing nothing but games. And
you better look at the national championships
and those college and the NFL are not the same. They are not the same.
Beating man coverage is the same.
It's easier, but it's easier in college. It's
Why
easier
is
in
it-
college than it is in the NFL because
Why?
the roster is not the same. Because when you have the recruitment of Urban Meyer and you have the players that he has against a bunch of this team has one good corner, the rest are bums. You can do things with that. If you have two great wide receivers, or you have let's say a good enough college scheme that could beat a bum corner, you're going to throw against that corner all fucking day. So
But
it's
he
just
didn't throw against that corner all day. That
He
single
destro-
corner
that's-
all day.
it's easier to do those meshes and stuff like that when you have a bum corner here, a bum safety there, a bum linebacker there, and they only have one good player on defense. All you have to do is work around that. But while in the NFL, you have pros, you have guys who can do it all. So it's to compare college to the NFL, man. It's not the same.
Okay.
I'm blown away that I'm blown away you disagree with that. That you think that college scheming up is
They are
fair
running-
to translate into the NFL.
They're running the same concepts. The concepts
with not fair talent.
it's not about the talent, it's about the concept. It's
Also,
the
they run.
concept of beating man.
They
The
also don't run
concept,
under center plays often either. They do different things. They run clapping plays. They don't do under center stuff. They do things differently in college. You can get away with than you can with the NFL. In the NFL, you have to scheme it up. You have to play under center. You have to do a lot more scheming than you do in college. If I have a better roster than yours, I'm most likely going to beat you because I don't have to do anything crazy. I literally have the number one wide receiver in the nation. All I have to do is just throw it to this guy, make him do a go route. Boom, he's going to make it happen and win. In the NFL, that dude's going to get schemed up.
okay.
I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I'm really blown away that yeah.
Okay. Ask me where Bill Walsh coached before he coached at San Francisco.
Just
Ask me-
because
Ask me where Jimmy Johnson coached before he coached at San Francisco.
and he got better when he went to San Francisco. Just because you were good in college doesn't mean you were going to be great in the NFL. You can be great in college and then be great in the NFL. But if you're great in college, but you're not great in the NFL, you are a college coach. You are great in college. It's kind of like football players. Some football players are great in college, but trash in the NFL. They just can't, they don't translate.
We run split field coverage in New England. We run split field coverage in 40, maybe 50% of the National Football League. Do you know who the inventor of that split field coverage was? It's Nick Saban. Nick Saban.
And he didn't do good in the NFL.
Who got a bad deal when he was in Miami. He wanted to bring in Drew Brees. I told you about this. He wanted to bring in Drew Brees.
But
And the doctor's over. But six national championships. And the concept of the split field coverage, which we're using, that came from a college guy.
you want to
Just
know,
saying.
Kyle got Jimmy G and went to the Super Bowl. Urban Meyer doesn't get Drew Brees. He has to leave and go to college.
And lost.
He can't. So he still
They
went
got-
to the Super Bowl.
they got
Urban
the
Meyer
same-
didn't do anything.
Super Bowls.
Nick Saban had to leave the pros because he didn't get Drew Brees.
The same amount of Super Bowls.
His scheming is so bad that he needs to have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
I'm
Wow.
talking about the concepts of the scheme are stuff that we use. Everybody's all of it. You see how many people are in a shotgun now? Mostly it's college ball. They're doing college stuff in the NFL. It goes bottom to top in terms of concept. We're shifting things to and from the college game. And I'm telling you, Urban Meyer can break it down. He's not the only one that can, but he does it very, very well. But I know you just dismissing the guy because of,
Proof is in the pudding.
Whatever. It's okay. All right.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. Okay.
We literally saw it. It's not a what if thing. We saw Urban Meyer do his scheme and stuff like that in the NFL.
And I've seen us go to 44% passer rating against man coverage. Something's wrong.
But it doesn't mean that Urban Meyer's scheming, whatever he does, is the answer. There's another answer to this. Ben Johnson knows what he's doing. The guy you talked about, Joe Brady, he knows what he's doing. So take it from him.
Joe Brady is using the same concepts that Urban Meyer is using.
He's using more than just Urban Meyer's concepts. Because if he was just using Urban Meyer's concepts, Urban Meyer would be successful.
No,
just because you're doing some things like another coach doesn't mean you're doing all the same thing that Urban Meyer was doing. Because if that was the case, then Urban Meyer would still be a head coach today with a top tier offense. That's exactly what he would be right now. Players, offenses adjust and they adapt, and they become new. Everything is something from the old. So Urban Meyer, sure, may have some. It's born from Urban Meyer's thing, but it has evolved.
Okay.
Urban Meyer hasn't evolved. He stays the same.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not successful. So it's everything
that's the
answer.
Okay. You got it. We're moving on to the Green Bay Packers. Who is your all-time GOAT Green Bay Packer? Hey, Mom. Mom in the building.
Mrs. Terradome. This one's easy. This one's between two players. And I gotta give it just based on what I saw. Aaron Rodgers is going to be my GOAT. I hate, like, if you know me and you see my content, I despise Aaron Rodgers. Like, especially like kind of like we talked about, where I just think he's absolutely the way he treated Robert Saleh and things of that nature. But Aaron Rodgers, yeah, Brett Favre's won them a Super Bowl. I understand that. But Aaron Rodgers is considered some people put him in their top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's definitely in there at top 10. But I'm putting Aaron Rodgers there just because he is the better quarterback. He's more of a Hall of Famer. And I just feel like his legacy outside of what he's done off the field that I absolutely despise. Him as a player and what he's done for that franchise, I'm going to give it to Aaron Rodgers. But if you said Brett Favre, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, that's the classic answer. They're almost exactly the same in terms of what they've done for their team. Brett Favre, I believe, has been to a Super Bowl and lost. I could be wrong about that, but Brett Favre also won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers only been to one. I get that, but as a quarterback, as a player, when you think of Green Bay Packers, I don't think of Brett Favre. I think of Aaron Rodgers. That's who comes to my mind. And I just think he's the better player too, also. So I'm going to go ahead and put Aaron Rodgers as my Green Bay GOAT, even though I loathe Aaron Rodgers. I absolutely despise him. So, all right.
Yeah. Well, I got to give my shout outs and Mount Rushmore to the great Bart Starr, who the Super Bowl MVP is named for.
Bart Starr.
That ain't including his NFL championships. Originally, before everything, the original dynasty was Green Bay. And shout out to the Green Bay fans, who are actually the only NFL franchise where you can buy stock and be part of. It opened for $300 a share. I was starting to do it myself to say, hey, I own it. I'm part owner of the NFL franchise, but really, really great people. I suggest for everybody, if you get a chance, go to Green Bay. If you really, really love football, go to Green Bay and take in a game and hit that museum. It's something to behold. Shout out to the great Reggie White, who got Brett Favre that championship. And if you really want to see something, go back and look at his performance in that Super Bowl. It was 1997, 98. And Reggie White, he could be our first GOAT on both franchises, being that in Philadelphia as well as Green Bay, if you really want to know. Yeah, I think it's got to be Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I think it's got to be Aaron Rodgers, and I definitely I'm not the biggest fan, but just looking at the numbers, man, is yards per attempt. He's at 822. His passer rating overall is a 102.6. His interception rates is a microscopic 1.4. All of it is all-time career records. These are serious records. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pro Bowls, 10 Pro Bowls, all
MVPs.
4 MVPs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 All Pros.
The greatest passer rating of all time in the season, I believe. I don't know if you said that, but
it's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers. It is.
It is.
And that it's dubious because the only one that's comparable is Brett Favre, and I can't stand Brett Favre.
I can't stand him either, dude.
I would, if he was on fire, I wouldn't give him a glass of water. I can't.
Dude, another one I did.
I can't stand. I really can't. And we used to just slurp up so much to him when we were playing. It was Mariucci and all those guys that were with him, Gruden and everybody. We would play them in the playoffs, and they would just act like, oh, Brett Favre. Oh, Brett Favre's coming, y'all. Brett Favre. And we would lose to them bums. And then Dallas would beat them and go to the Super Bowl or something like that, man. And he won all that. He's an interception machine, and he has the dubious honor of having the most interceptions in a career that's in the Super Bowl. He's just, I never did like him, man. I just never did. And then the stuff he did in Mississippi.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Unrepentant. And it's classic you, Brett. And then you're going to come back and say, hey, well, I really didn't do nothing. No, Brett, that was just
I can't believe he did that, dude.
That was bottom.
I'm trying to go off what you said. That just to talk about it. To just take $5 million away from starving people just so someone can have a fucking tennis court is insane, dude. That is the most like I do not have a conscious thing I've ever fucking heard. It's not like taking a couple grand, even though it's still bad, but it's not like eat at your conscious kind of type stuff. $5 million from families. That blows me away.
It was you, bro. It was you. It's classic you. If they would have told me somebody from the NFL is going to do it, and before it happened, I said it's going to be Brett Favre. Watch, I tell you. I could see right through him a long time ago. I ain't never liked that man. I still don't like. And everybody, and John Madden made him, what he is, man. Oh, look at Brett Favre. He's out there having fun. And look at it. Boom. He's out there. Look at it. He's smiling. He's smiling. You got with Brett Favre. He's good for you. And God rest the great John Madden, man. Crazy about you, but hey, man, you picked the wrong horse. I just don't like that guy, man. Never did. Never did. So, but Aaron's got,
about these
he kind of followed in his footsteps a little bit with the hemming and hawing of, am I going to retire? I don't know. Am I all in? Like a girl playing double dutch. But
blame it.
Y'all get that when they do. But and then when he did the Robert Saleh, I didn't care for that at all. And but I can't deny the numbers. I can't deny the passing. I can't deny his decision making. I can't deny his clutchness. I can't deny his arm talent, true arm talent. He is doing it, and I thought it was just a little fluky because aesthetically hitting static positions, scientifically, he's not Marino. He's not Elway. He's not Joe Montana or Tom Brady or Drew Brees. He can contort his arm a different way. That's I wouldn't tell a kid, look at this and throw it just like this. But he's got something so potent and so different, generating from a rotational athlete with a whip for an arm. It's just it baffles me, and he gets it where it needs to be. And Aaron Rodgers, he
the weird little thing he does.
He's like the guy with the salt. He can, he just whips it on out there, man. Pause, but it's effective, and everybody knows he can beat you if it's 3 seconds left. You're at your own 40, and you need a Hail Mary. This guy
he's Hail Mary God. I'll give him that.
He's 50-50, bro. It's 50-50. That thing's coming down. And he's going to put a perfect arc on it, and it's going to hit where it's supposed to hit. And he does it time and time and time again. That throw he made versus Dallas, I think it was, I ain't even sure the year, but that he had to make the ultimate 4th down, I believe. And he hit that guy on the sidelines, man. It wasn't but one place you could put that thing. And he did it. I think he was moving as he did it, in the air, on a rope, right where it had to be. It's Aaron Rodgers.
It is. And Ellis, it's not we're not just going off passer rating. We named off the rest of the accolades, 4 MVPs, and what Terradome just said about his play and what he did, and his ability to throw the ball, and his ability to read the defenses and call his number. He was a phenomenal player, and his accolades are more than just the greatest, passer rating of all time. And if you want to say we don't know what the greats were, I promise you, Brett Favre, Star does not have a 121 point whatever it is passer rating in a season. I promise you, it's not.
Oh no, don't get
better. He doesn't have 4 MVPs. So it's. We don't like the guy,
but you gotta respect
the player, and it's without a doubt. And I think
Aaron Rodgers equals Eli Manning.
That's crazy, dude.
Eli has more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers.
True, I guess, yeah, true.
But boy, Eli will call on some throws like 2 times a year, and they'll be in the Super Bowl to beat somebody. But, man, that daggone Aaron Rodgers, I'm looking at his win record, man, 153, 87-1. The completion percentage for a career is 65-1. He just – in that microscopic interception percentage at a 1.4, he was always just very careful with the ball, which I genuinely can appreciate. He didn't do Brett Favre, he's just an old gunslinger. And no, he's an interception. He's a pickle machine, and he had more pickles than Vlasic. I can't stand Brett Favre because he would just make these bonehead throws in the middle. Whoa, you got to love Brett Favre because he thought he could do it. No, he's stupid. And he's a terrible decision. Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers would if he felt like this side is just no, I'm not going to make a bad decision today. And it appeared gun shy to a lot of people because he was scared to death of Richard Sherman. He thought Richard Sherman was always going to get him. He's like, no, I ain't messing with you, Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman had his number until he felt like it's time. I'm going to go ahead and try him. And we were in the NFC Championship game. I think it was 19. Yeah, I think it was 2019. And man, Devontae went up that sideline. Richard Sherman almost pulled a hamstring running behind Devontae. Hey, the guy's good.
Rodgers, the thing about Aaron Rodgers, he also knew how to take care of the football and sling it. It's not like he was just conservative. He also knew where to throw it and how to throw it. He did incredible things while also taking care of the football, not throwing that many interceptions in his career. The dude reads defenses. He knows, like Richard Sherman, I know not to throw it in his way because I'm not stupid. I'm going to take care of the football. And sometimes he makes boneheaded streams, but mistakes and stuff like that. But for the most part, the dude, 4 MVPs, the passer rating, the lack of interceptions, the yards that he has, the dude is a phenomenal player, and I just can't. The player itself is so good, and it's a credit to him, and I think he deserves it. And
I don't like him. That's the GOAT Packer. Yeah,
that is the GOAT Packer.
And he had the pressure of stepping into the shoes of what was considered the GOAT Packer. And he outdid the GOAT. The GOAT outdoes the GOAT. So,
no doubt.
All right. Last up, this one is on me. Every head must bow, every tongue must confess for the Chicago Bears. It is Walter Payton. When I see that C, I see Walter Payton, NFL all-time leading rusher for a time until Emmett comes and breaks it, but could throw it, could catch it, could give you a forearm shiver like a rattlesnake, had moves galore, could, again, I don't advise my kids or somebody you're trying to teach to run the ball like this, but that dude could hold it with his strong right hand like nobody's business, and just he had what's called incredible proprioception, knew when he was coming into contact, he would tuck it away, and then them strong 5 fingers of death could hold the ball. He could go over top of you at the goal line. He was so sweet. The man's nickname was Sweetness. It just won't even close, man. Sweetness was just bad.
I think of coffee creamer every time I hear that.
Who's Sweetness?
Every time someone says sweetness, I think of sweetener or coffee creamer.
That's what we say. The connotation has turned over the years, but when we were arguing about somebody back in the day, say, "Oh, he's sweet," yeah, and it sounds different now, but man, Sweetness just had it, man. I can't deny he wore the kangaroo headband with the jerry curl. He was like Michael Jackson. He danced on Soul Train back in the 70s, coming from a historical black college and university down in Jackson State. Probably the best band in all the land. I think they're the Marching 100. He just it's Sweetness. It's Sweetness. Could block, could tackle, could throw it, just the ultimate football player. Incredible man, soft-spoken, great guy.
Papa J says, also Walter Payton has like the Good Man Award. So,
that's how great Walter Payton was. The greatest dude, the one that does the most humanitarian things and philosophy, showing the greatness in his community, is called the Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's him. And his son went to the U.
A lot of players come from the U, man. That's good. That's good. That's good for you. I would say isn't that Walter Payton got screwed over for a touchdown though? A lot of players.
That was on Ditka. Yeah, Ditka forgot. He said, "Hey, you know Walter Payton didn't get a touchdown." He said, "Oh, I didn't think of it. How did you not think of it?"
Didn't they get to the line? They got close to the line, and then he got pulled for another running back. And was it Refrigerator Perry or somebody else?
Refrigerator scored that day. I remember they played in the New England Patriots with Steve Grogan with that long neck. This is back in '85. But it ain't, hey, Wolfie, it ain't matter who was over there. Them Bears was going to beat anybody ASS that came to that stadium. It didn't matter. Buddy Ryan had them boys at a fevered pitch. Otis Wilson, Wilbur Marshall, Mike Singletary, McMichael, Richard Dent, Dan the Animal Hampton, William Refrigerator Perry, Gary Fensick, Dave Dorson, Leslie Frazier, and I think his name is Williams. I think that last corner, I keep forgetting that last corner, but that defense just won't to be played with, man. It was a sight to see. You just couldn't do nothing with them. They all were hungry. They just hit like you're supposed to hit. They got in each hole, and some of them would back out. The other ones would just come for you, and they would meet at the quarterback. They just didn't care. They would knock people out. They would step on you. They were tough. They were killers. They was 85 Bears. You wanted nothing to do with that. Go ahead and chalk your loss up. If you think you're gonna score 10 points or more, it's over.
A lot of players are got very upset that Dick switched out Walter Payton for Refrigerator Perry because they thought. I remember seeing a documentary about it, and a lot of players were upset about that. Like he should have gotten that ball at the line. But like Walter Payton, it's you're right. It's 110% Walter Payton. I mean, you can't. I can't think of anyone else. I mean, I tried. I was like Singletary, no. Vince McMahon.
It's been some wonderful Bears. Dick Butkus, Gale Sayers. Yeah. It was some great ones, man. But man, couldn't nobody touch 3-4. Yeah. 3-4 was it. This one was easy peasy lemon squeezy. We can move right on up the road from Chicago heading to Detroit. This one is very, very easy. It is Mr. Barry Sanders, and it ain't no argument about it. That is the only reason that the Detroit Lions have ever gotten on TV. I think it's, they had a contract to get on Thanksgiving Day. They play the NBC game and the Cowboys will be on CBS or vice versa or whatever. Somebody signed that a long time ago. It's like an Indian treaty. But you tuned in from 1988 until 1997, I think, 98. You tuned in to see a Detroit game for one reason and one reason only. That man could divide himself in two, go around you, and join back up. Run for 60 yards. You could have him bottle up for 3 quarters in 3 more quarters of a quarter. But eventually, you will succumb to the great Barry Sanders. His college numbers are so ridiculous, you can't repeat it on Madden on rookie level. Or you can't put it on college, whatever the college game is, game day or something like that. You can't do what he did for real in his just – anyone just go and look up his college stats back when I was a junior in high school. There's 1988. This stuff was ridiculous. He was, man, it was one game. This dude ran for 365 yards and 5 touchdowns. And that was like, I think he averaged 265 a game. He was crazy. It ain't no need to talk about who's the best college player ever. I know y'all saw Reggie Bush. That was real cute. I know you saw some other Bo Jackson was Bo. That was Bo. But those numbers that Barry Sanders was putting up, it can't be repeated. It can't be repeated. It can't be repeated, y'all.
Nobody debates that to this day. After all these decades, no one debates that, Barry Sanders wasn't the greatest running back of all time. He is the greatest running back of all time. He is the face of running backs. He was like, you watch him play, and I've seen his stats. I've seen some documentaries of him and stuff, and that dude was just unreal. His ball carrier vision, his spin ability, his one cut, his speed. He had it all. He's everything you want, especially, and also in a very in a league where everything is not catered to the offense for the running back to be successful, where like if you can get laid the fuck out if you make the wrong cut. Okay, like he made the right decisions all the time. And no one's going to debate, Barry Sanders is, this guy's close to him. This guy's Barry Sanders is in a tier of himself. He's no one comes close to him.
Yeah, I see that.
It's been like that my entire life. Some people are like, oh, Adrian Peterson was great, but he had like one great year, and it was a Hall of Fame year. Don't get me wrong, but Bo Jackson, Walter Payton, all these guys, stuff like that. What Barry Sanders did year in and year out, just being this dominant, great at everything, power back, one cut, spin, whatever you want to call it. He was that guy. And especially in a game where, like I said, players nowadays, aren't playing because their ankle hurts or their knee hurts because they got hit that one time and their career is over. That didn't happen to Barry Sanders. He quit when he was still fully healthy and still could play. Like he was 10 years playing, 9 years of playing. He was still.
Barry said, y'all ain't serious around here. Let me go ahead and exit stage left. This is Barry Sanders in 1988. This is game by game, man. And this actually happened, y'all. This actually happened. His first week, he was a little off. He just had 178 yards, 9.9 a carry, 2 touchdowns versus Texas A&M. He ran back kicks too, I want to say. 157 yards, 7.9 a carry, 2 touchdowns versus Tulsa, 304 yards. This is just his rushing. Game by game, these were the numbers coming out on ESPN. We was like, man, maybe they made a mistake. No, he was doing it. 5 touchdowns, 304 yards. Colorado 174, 7.3 a carry.
That was the worst.
He was sick, man. Look down at the Kansas State, 320 yards, 8.6 carry, 3 touchdowns. Texas Tech, 332 yards, 7.5 and 4 touchdowns. He ended the season with 37 touchdowns and I think about 3,000, close to 3,000 yards. Was it 2,850? And again, these ain't all purpose. These ain't including his little swing routes and passing. This is just him getting the rock and running.
He got more carries down the line, like at 18, 20, then 33, 24, 35, 25, 37, 39, 37. Like he got used up a lot too. So like there was a lot of tread on tires before he entered the NFL too. So that's another thing. It's not like he was spared in college and then he flourished. Like, no, dude, he was a bell cow. 44 carries, dude, in a game. 332. That is insane, dude.
He can handle it.
4 carries, dude. Christian McCaffrey, man, can barely do 20.
Dude. I'm telling you, man, 88, it just, they was talking about who's the greatest college football player ever. I was laughing. I was laughing. They was talking about, Cam Newton had a great year. And I ain't saying that everybody else is bums. These are some tremendous athletes. These are some wonderful, wonderful people. These are some good football players. This dude was out of this world. He was, sometimes it's just, you got greatness and then you got like just stupid. It's just like unascertainable. You can't get on Madden and do this. You can't play a video game and get these numbers.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's some crazy numbers, dude. He's a great player, man.
Yeah. He the ultimate, man. He was crazy. I guess next week we will do the AFC North. And that's gonna, it's gonna be some hang-ups there. Especially with the Steelers and the the Cleveland Browns. No, it ain't gonna be nothing for the Cleveland Browns.
Browns, I already know the Browns one already. Top of my head.
You know who that is.
It's Deshaun Watson, of course.
Okay.
Jim Couch. Tim Couch.
Tim Couch.
Brandon Whedon.
Hey, yeah. Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel, yeah, for sure. Steelers is Najee Harris, and you are right about the Steelers. Like the Steelers one is going to be a little bit hard because they have so many great all-time players. Bengals, I feel like that one's going to be easy. Browns, that one's going to be easy. Ravens, that one's. I feel like a Ravens fan nowadays would argue. I'm not gonna say what. I'll save it for the show, of course, next week. But like, I think the Ravens one. I already know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna say it too. But I feel like a Ravens fan nowadays would say another player. But yeah, I would say Ravens and Steelers are probably gonna be. There's probably be like a little bit of debate or conversation. While Bengals and Browns probably not. It's probably going to be like, yeah, definitely this guy.
Yeah,
I feel like we're going to agree.
Yeah, you got if it's a Raven out here that ain't the one I think it is. And as my boy said, big boy said in ATL, oh, they ain't who I think it is it?
Well, we could get Levi on for the because
give him some segment, expert analysis. Yeah, I'd like to. I throw it out there to Levi. But he better get. Okay. I kind of. All right. I'm thinking about the secondary.
The guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The other guy.
But
there's three guys now. Now I thought of three guys.
Okay.
I didn't think about him when you said secondary. I didn't think about him actually. Now there's another guy. So we'll see how that goes.
Here's a hint, Wolfie. Just look over my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of them.
I read that. I read it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Enough of the puns. All right.
Thank everybody for hanging out with us. We cut it down to 3 hours and 27 minutes and 30 seconds right now. Thank you so much, Wolfie. You've been gracious, and we had a wonderful, wonderful show. Big show. We had a lot to cover, and we covered it like blankets. We learned some interesting things about what's the one from Oakland?
Christian Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins. We learned some very intricate things about sailing.
Human being, yes, very
unique, and we see you enjoy sailing. Thank you, Red Jet, Ellison, Papa J. Who else was in here? Going back up, man. Not a Gang podcast is here. Neon Dion, what it is right there. Shout out and prayers up for Neon Dion Sanders, the real one too. He's beaten cancer. I've been in the fight with you.
He beat it. I thought he beat it, right? He beat it, didn't he?
Well, he's cancer free, but it's a road, man. Nobody wants to hear it. when they diagnose you. It can knock great men to their knees, but you can't keep a wonderful man down and a wonderful man of God. And he gave all that glory to God. He's using this platform very, very well. I myself have advised my younger brothers, please go get your checks and your tests, because I have walked these walks, and it ain't nothing you want to deal with. It ain't nothing you want to so go ahead and get to it early. I know it's intrusive, and brothers don't like, how you have to go about things, but
it's not about that. It's about trying to make sure that you're healthy. It's not.
Yes.
It's the context of things, and the context of this is to make sure that you're healthy and good. It's not about how it looks. It's about what it is, and what it is. It's the only way to make sure that you're good.
Yeah.
So you don't fucking die. So,
there it is. Key and Peele speech. I'm good, Obama, but he's saying it like I really want to say it. But it's serious. Life is very, very serious. And hey, get your checks, man. Particularly us who are of African American descent. Go ahead and start early. They'll tell you, hey, you ain't got to worry about it till you're 45. Start doing it at 40. Start doing it at 40. If you need to, if you got a history in your family, start doing it at 35. Do it at 35, and keep good control of your PSA and
I've
things.
been mentally preparing for the past 4 years, so. But I'm gonna end up doing it at some point.
My biggest advice is get you a Asian doctor with small hands. That's what I advise. And
let me see your hands, motherfucker.
I can do it again. Go to Dr. Lee, Dr. Chin, Dr. one of them good names. You'll just trust me. Just trust me.
You get like a plus-sized man who's like 6'3" with like, you're like, oh shit.
Man, full disclosure, my doctor's name was Lemshinsky, and he was Polish. Not the right move. Not the right move. Not the right move.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right, everybody, remember, we walk by faith and not by sight. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank y'all all. We'll see you soon.